mattress from just $399. Save up to 40% off floor stock display just dining furniture. And Sunday.
Go.
Freezing outside.
No, I went there. Just come back. Only at Sunday. What do you want to go down the other way?
I was just going down to the camos. Oh, yes, it sneaks in on the window somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll see if he's there.
Local food work stores in Sale, Locksport and Henry and Highland Streets throughout
Very good on it.
Stock 4.8, 10 packs, 37. Suntory minus 196 of Malt Turkey and Cola, 10 packs, 44 each. Canadian Coca-Cola, and soda 6 cans, just 26. Available now at your local food work stores in Sale, Locksport and Henry and Highland Streets throughout the home of the mighty 10 packs.
Yeah, retail store and shops is going to get closed. 3793 now. 38.
Up to 2.2 metres.
Yeah, they are good winning here. Force one by about 100. No, it's just Tuesday. Look at those trees on the other side. They're going to climb around over there. You can't see that far. If you look at lighting, the smoke's going straight across, not wafting up at all. It might be windy around the middle, you think. Oh, that's it. Tim Kennedy.
For Monday. I can't watch Saturday night.
Very good afternoon and welcome to round 12 of the Terry Hunter Road for the Traralgon
Anyway.
And it is all thanks to Harvey Norman betting in Gippsland. My name's Darryl Cooling. My co-caller this afternoon will be Rob Popplestone. Poppy, good afternoon to you. G'day Scott, g'day Gippsland, excuse me, had a cough well, but I shouldn't. Look, a great day here. Top V second and top spot up for grabs between two of the great sides of They tend to come up to the mark every single year. As Boxer pointed out, it doesn't matter, one soldier down, one soldier comes in. I'm really liking what I'm anticipating seeing today. I've been excited about this game all week. It's one of the rare occasions that you get two good sides up against each other. I'm just loving it. I can't wait. So for me, who wins by margin? Traralgon by 9 points.
Traralgon by 9 points, of course, thanks to Carpet Country this afternoon. Nick Licino is here. Boxer, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Scott and team and listeners. It's great to be here. Actually, 1v2, where would you rather be? Conditions aren't that bad, where it was predicted to be worse than what it is right now, so hopefully we see a really good spectacle early because we've got two fantastic sides playing this afternoon. Scott, for me, I still think Leongatha will get the biscuits, but not by that much. I think at 11 points.
All right, and Paul Carter, the number one stats man, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu. The new Isuzu D-Max is now available at Gippsland Isuzu. You're on the Princess Highway in Traralgon. Paul, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Darryl and listeners. As we said before the break, Traralgon have come very close to Leongatha a number of times over the last few years. I think today might be the day they break that 9-match losing sequence that they have against the Parrots, and they'll win by 8 points.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. I'm going with the Leongatha side to win by 21, even though that they have about 8 or so players walk-up start into this side. And especially in the middle of the ground, that might be their concern with no Marion in the middle. But just to get things underway. Yeah.
And no Willis starting on the bench. Half surprising given the conditions and his record. A little bit surprising.
And Max Jacobson, you don't want
Yeah.
an earlier chance, do you?
Stewart will do
The ruck duties to start.
things off for us.
Sam McKenna's going forward. We spoke about it obviously before we come onto air, so that's the move that I was interested in to see where he was going to play this afternoon.
All right, very, very interesting there. And the umpire's just going to have a quick chat to a cameraman, I believe, might just have to jump over the other side of the fence. I wouldn't have thought he's got the authority to stand on there. What do you mean? Yes, they can. They can't be on the field of play there. We're not the AFL. We don't have the run-off that the AFL do. It's a short boundary between the boundary and the fence, and you cannot have that. How many times have we seen them go over the boundary and hit that? If a player slides into that, Poppy, that is all. They've got boxes and chairs and everything down there. All danger.
I can see 10 blokes in front of me on the ground.
Blokes can move. Boxes and chairs and cameraman that sits there can't. Needs to go. Needs to be on the other side. Jeez. It's all about health and safety here, Boxer, and we're all for it,
Right.
Poppy, as well.
No, you're right.
As we're about to get things underway, the two ruckmen there, Jacobson, as we said, for the Maroons, will be up against Stewart, which is a surprising move for this Leongatha side. In the middle of the ground is Adam Trotto, who will go in the middle. Looks to be on D'Angelo. Talonbrell's there as well. And you'd expect Connor Ambler in there, and Jackson McMahon's going to start in the middle of the ground as well. So Jacobson tapped it down. Ambler was there as well. And it was Dunbar in the middle, but Ambler got a handball away. Top of the 50 that it goes. Head over the football there is Willerton. One tap, two taps. D'Angelo said, I'll come and grab it. And get wrapped up straight away by a Stewart tackle.
Yeah, Scudman. D'Angelo, Trotto, the match-up there too. I think Trotto's actually going to do a tag this afternoon.
It looks like a hard tag as well. Jacobson with a tap down. Brill picked it off though. Gives it to Van der Plyte. Back to Forrester. He's been good for him. Left foot outlet kick. Goes in the direction there of... Play with the number 11 on. We'll get that for you in a shortly because that's not Jack Hume. Jack Hume was a late out, we believe. So a free kick's going to be played on the outer side of the ground. Little chip kick over the top, lands in the hands of Argento. He's got a little bit of space, does Argento. Back to the top of the 50, back with the flight. Scholters dropped the mark though. Garner will come and put pressure on. He's got some help. Kennedy gave it back to Cooper, and they then coughed the footy up. Jackson Harry will give a handball to Ganane. He'll forward handball and a kick around the body there from Borshman. Can't complete the mark though, was Hall. And the Traralgon numbers are going to release this out. Tripodi, the outlet kick, couldn't find Daltrey, and Forrester takes the mark.
So Forrester with Leongatha kicking to the left of radio inside forward 50. Oh, gutsy mark going back to the flight of the ball, and I reckon it could have been Scholters who missed a mark earlier. Got that one nicely, roved off the pack as we speak. That player again, maybe Hume will confirm that. As the Parrots are just 30 metres from goals. Jacobson in there, fights hard. Leongatha in and getting dirty. In tricky, slippery conditions, not great skills, take it high on that occasion. Left half forward flank again.
I can tell you that number 11 is Max Donoghue, back from Gippsland Power Duties.
Thank you. As they go forward, they do that
Free kick,
through
no.
Leongatha's.
Free kick to Garnham.
And that's the last play you want with the ball 10 metres out from goal. Free kick for a push in the back behind the
Yeah,
play.
they put a bit of pressure on them then too, Poppy, as well. Both sides just like to push numbers forward pretty quick, all defensively as well. So we see a lot of the players down in a forward half of footy. So it's very congested. So the play's got to be very spot on. The kick coming in real quick. Garnham was in front. Picked up the early free kick.
All right, so Garnham, a goal kicker of note on the slightest of angles, 15 metres out, directly in front, off the boot. Goes a little right, but it goes straight through the big sticks. Goal number 1 to the visitors. The Parrots lead the way.
You can just see through Leongatha as well. They just want to punch the ball forward pretty quick. Traralgon, though, I do like the fact that they get numbers back. They've just made a couple of little fundamental errors in the defensive 50 that's just cost them the first goal, but nothing to worry about this early in the game.
And that's at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter in the Virtue Home scoreboard. Leongatha 1 goal straight, 6. Traralgon yet to go inside their forward 50.
So are we surprised that Willis is not out there with Jacobson?
Yep.
For Stewart, and then Jacobson with a clear tap down and just eludes D'Angelo. Although Dunbar was there, coming back the other direction was Van der Plyte. That's a 360 holding the footy. Good decision, umpire. There's a big ruckman, Jacobson. Will look for a runner. No one there, so he has to just thump right boot into it. Inside forward 50. Big pack will fly. And McKenna takes a strong mark for the Maroons. We know he can fly it. And it's just a matter of hopefully the body can hold up.
And this is the thing, though, too. I don't think now with the matchups, too, for Leongatha, I think it's a smart move by Traralgon moving McKenna forward. He's just got that extra added height, a lot of experience as well. he's been renowned to be a forward, and he's obviously we've known him as a backman in this league, but he was recruited to Geelong as a forward.
All right, so when he comes, distance from 50 metres, box won't be an issue?
I don't think so.
All right. Kicking towards the power station end of the ground. The accuracy definitely is, though. It's missed by a good 15 metres in the end, and it actually went out of bounds on the full.
You just see a lot of players doing what they do now is they just swing the body the way the ball goes, obviously, but they're just not running straight at the sticks. They're just running away from the from where they should be kicking.
And hooking around the body.
Yeah, they're hooking.
Yeah.
It's just a big thing. I don't
He's
know.
got a nice style, though. Looked good, the style, the run-up. Everything looked good
crap.
except just the...
It was
You
crap.
didn't think so?
No, I didn't like it.
No?
So Bedfelsen brings it back, kicks it to the outer side. Harry, there's some athleticism. Inboard kick is going to come off. No, just gets over the top of Ty Hall. Running on this one was Tripodi. Handballs backwards to Membry. He's kicked towards Cooper Brown. Just can't quite find him on the full. And now Forrester for the Parrots will come in. Tap it once. He has to go down and get it. He tries to keep his feet. Brown at ground level does very well. Gets a handball back to Ambler. Forward one to D'Angelo. Just missed him. And they ran out of room in front of the deck here at Traralgon for a boundary throw-in. We've travelled 5 minutes into the first quarter for Virtue Homes, and the margin sits at 6 points in favour of the visitors.
So is the home side into attack at the moment. Jacobson in front, beaten to the ball, but reads it nicely, has another go at it, picks it up. Can he get rid of it? That's the question. He does, dropping the ball. The umpire calls, just as Huey Dunbar for the Maroons wanted to grab the ball and skedaddle. The free kick will go the way of Jared Stewart. Left half-back flank, grandstand side. Parrots kicking to the left of Radio. They'll go along the line. Long kick, one-on-one. Scolters gets rid of his opponent. Not sure he's done it fairly. Doesn't matter. The umpire didn't call it. Garnham paid a free kick against him for... Not sure that he even had possession, but the umpire deemed he did, and that's the most important thing. As Scolters, who's been busy on that left leg, from half-back to half-forward he goes. Well, I tell you what, McKenna went early, didn't get near the ball. Advantage has been paid. LaPraise takes the mark, and on a 45-degree angle, he'll kick from goal. Ideal opportunity to even up the scores at the moment. At the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, Leongatha one straight kick. What can Dylan LaPraise do? He'll kick from 40 to 45 metres out. Boxer Lacino, one of the great goal kickers of this area. He's looking over his right shoulder. Have an eye on this one, Nick.
And he's done it again too. So he's gone to the way the ball went, so he's missed it to the right of goals. And again, we're not seeing players run straight at the target.
Virtue Home scoreboard, 6.5 minutes played, 1 point Traralgon, 6 points Leongatha.
Forrester again goes to the outer side. And
Good
this time, picked up by McMahon. He's going to thump it straight back in, looking for the mismatch, but coming in nicely and picking that one off. Looks to be on the outer side there. I'll find that player in a moment for you. The outlet kick was good, found Borshman. And Borshman now has it at the top of his defensive 50. So he looks up, looks down the line and kicks it towards the wing area. Membry will be the third man up, try to spoil, and got enough on it to go over for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, far side of the ground. We've travelled opening 7 minutes in this first quarter. Looking for a Zambrero goal of the day. Nice and early contender. We'd like to get one early.
So the conditions testing, they're slippery, but their skill level's not too bad given the pressure around the ball, and Leongatha continue to apply that pressure as the Maroons get the ball out and kick and threaten the forward 50. Around about here, the group of players jump on it, and hard to get any clearance out. Still slippery as probably a bar of soap, or even, I reckon, just out there with a dozen players around the ball. The umpires picked a free kick out, as they tend to do. And the ball's in dispute, and the Parrots go along the outer side, but can they find a teammate? They can. I reckon that's Glenane again. So Glenane from outer side wing, those long sleeves, will kick towards right half forward flank. Couple of one-on-one contests, rove beautifully off the pack by the Parrots, and they've got the numbers they went searching for, couldn't find Frotto, but coming through nicely was Kim Drew. Kicks inside forward 50. A good attempt it was too by Ty Hall. Flew high, couldn't take the mark. Maroons start to close in, apply a bit of pressure. Umpire says good pressure, but nowhere to go. I'll take control. 30 metres from Parrots goals. The Parrots lead, 1 goal to Traralgon, 1 point.
So tap down, trying to flick it out there was Donahue, and he's been pinged, I think, for a throw in the end. That will go to Will Brent's way. Obviously, two Power Boys teammates just last week. Now they come back to their respective sides, their opposition. Squares this one across to Kennedy in the back pocket. He goes further afield in front of the Pudge Bar, who are under shelter with a fire going. And he found his teammate in Gabe Wood, but his kick missed everything, went out of bounds on the full. And Callahan will quickly play on and put it back inside forward 50. The target's Harry!
Whoa.
Jackson Harry with an absolute screamer in the pocket.
Wowee.
You could see him come. He worked his way from the far side of the ground. He had the set. And it was a beautiful spec. He may have just had a nice little elevation on his own teammate. But nonetheless, Jackson Harry with a great mark and a chance to go back and get Leongatha second.
Doesn't matter you step on, Scud, if you do it like that. It's an absolute ripper, and he does it all the time, Jackson Harry.
We love watching him fly, and that goal is, make no mistake about that, over the goal umpire's head. And the Parrots have got 2.
See, Traralgon are just trying to penetrate that press and zone that the Leongatha side play when the ball's not in their hands. And they were just a little bit cute trying to come out of defensive 50 and cost them with that turnover as well. So 2 goals that have cost them through errors at the moment, Traralgon, where they've had a lot of the play inside their forward 50. So just got to tighten things up forward 50 when they get the ball inside 50.
I dare say we've seen mark of the day there with Jackson Harry. At the 9-minute mark, Leongatha on the Virtue Home scoreboard, 2 goals straight, 12 to 1 behind 1 point.
Okay, Willis into the ruck and gets the tap. It only goes as far as Ambler, who himself taps it forward, but only in the arms of a direct opponent. And now the Parrots go towards the outer side, races on. And you reckon the boundary might win this race? It does. 65 metres from Leongatha's goals. There'll be a boundary throw-in. You just heard the scores from Paul Carter. 10 minutes into this first quarter. Leongatha 2 straight goals. Traralgon 1 behind. We'll be updating on other matches today, including another crucial one between Morwell and Moe. Box will be giving you those details soon, as now they go through Dunbar from half-back, threatened half-forward for Traralgon. Leongatha have got the numbers, but a great tackle laid, a free kick paid. Not sure for what reason, but it will go Traralgon's way, importantly, and that goes to the big man, Vanderwarden, who goes inside forward 50. Good lead, good presentation by McKenna, and he was on the verge of getting a 50-metre penalty, but would have been reasonably unfair, I would have thought.
They've got a bit of a 3-way rotation going at the moment. McKenna come off at the 6-minute mark too to get Vanderwarden back on the ground, for the first time this afternoon. Then McKenna found himself back on the ground 2 minutes later with Big Jacobson off the ground too. So they're just going to keep rolling that big man through the forward line.
So McKenna goes looking for LaPraise. I thought LaPraise was taken. Doesn't matter, play on. Nicely done. Forrester clears the area. McKenna takes another grab. This time he's 65 metres out. Plays on the arc. Can he find a winner this time? He can't. LaPraise applies some pressure, but it was a little too little and a little too late. And Brown for the Parrots takes some arc and clears the area.
Yeah, got it to Argento, back to Forrest, a little chip kick over the top, found Stewart. And they've relieved the pressure now for the Parrots just for the moment. The inboard kick, this could be dangerous or spot on. It's dangerous. And Willardon swoops on it. 49 metres, Zambrero goal at A contender coming up. And puts it through the middle. Liam Willardon with the intercept. Liam Willardon with the goal. And that is a Zambrero contender.
Yeah, great call, Scudman. And it's brilliant because Traralgon have been pressing. They've been actually really pushing the ball forward hard and just not getting any reward for it. Now they have. And it's those little smalls like Willardon who's really come of age in this competition since he crossed over from TTU. But that's the goal they needed. This is just a little straighten up they needed because they've been inside 50 a lot. McKenna's been a real key target for them down forward too. So if they keep winning the ball out of that midfield, get the ball down to McKenna, they're really worrying the Leongatha defence.
Margin 5 points in Leongatha's favour in the Virtue Home scoreboard.
Jacobson gets the tap after the centre bounce. Nicely done. Cleared from Brill and goes towards the left half forward flank. It's all the Maroons though. Looks up forward. Does our friend in Dunbar or Marsh, and went searching for but couldn't find Chance Daltrey, who presented. And he'll see the ball over the boundary line right in front of the Traralgon coach's box and right in front of the Gippsland Live commentary team. Nick Licino, Scud curling, Paul Carter, Rob Popplestone, ball thrown in, nicely done. Good little give. Ty Hall gives off to Taylor Brill. Big kick, top of the square, good fly. Grand level, it's the Maroons, and they'll get themselves out of trouble by Scolters, who goes towards the outer side. And the race is on, and guess what? The green and gold lead the race. They do it through Callahan. He gives off quickly and inside forward 50 from Donahue. Can't find a win at ground level. Nicely done for Traralgon. It's Wilton again who's been busy.
Yeah, wobbly sort of kick looking for the boundary line. Can he find it in front of Nash? And he does. The opponent Leongatha. A smart kick in the end from Willardon.
The game's hard to measure because both sides have got so many good, clean, quick players as well. So they're both able to actually match themselves with pace It's just the execution at the moment.
So the ruck contest we thought would be starting the game, and Willis and Jacobson now eventuates.
Do we think Willis might have a slight injury, maybe, Scud, or not? Or just something they just
I wouldn't have thought.
Like a ploy? Or?
Yeah, just probably looking for that athletic jump over the top perhaps. But Willis taps this one down. And then a quick kick there was from Ambler. On the boot was quick, but unfortunately a little bit errant. And it goes out of bounds on the full.
Scud, we'll go quickly around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the AFL. North Melbourne, 3-1-19. They trail the Doggies 4-4-28 halfway through the second quarter.
All right. Any more you've got there, Box? You can continue if you like.
I will get to the next one,
Okay.
Scud man. Sorry.
So Forrester puts it to the top of the 50. Big fly from Garden through deep. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Grand level, they work hard. Callahan was there. And we've got a stoppage.
And the other game, Scud, the Swannies find themselves behind against the Dockers. 8-3-51 the Dockers to the Swans 3-7-25.
Ball threatening forward 50 again for the Parrots, outer side of the ground. A clump of about 18 players around the ball or within a 20-30 metre radius. So there's not a lot of room to wiggle for either side, and eventually Traralgon go for the safety of the boundary. And they find that near the intersection of forward 50 and boundary. 15 minutes gone, first quarter. The margin 5 points, favouring the visitors, and the top of the table, Leongatha. Ball thrown back in. It's Jacob van der Warden who was beaten to the ball. Will they get another chance? They won't. Connor Ambler's got it. Dodges around a couple, gives it. And they find room now. Chance Daltrey gets a handle on it and then tries to back it up with another touch. McMahon and Cade Marsh it is, who found a teammate. And although they're still in their defensive 50, is that Daltrey still or Ambler? I reckon Ambler. Goes inboard through the corridor. They're trying to find their way through, and a kick to space, and I reckon Marsh it could be on the end of it, or Membry. Mitch Membry grabs the ball and kicks in the direction of McMahon. 1-2, the taller player at the back for Leongatha. Nearly had hands on it, but the umpire calls it as play on. And eventually, after Nick Argento gives the ball back to the umpire, we'll see a ball up. Centre wing, grandstand side.
Yeah, big moments thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. The new mysterious six tap of the Bilson's Twister. And McMahon off the back of the stoppage, coughed it straight up to Ty Hall. Gives it to Vanderplot, inside forward 50, but it's a mongrel punt. And Membry read this one better. He's going to go right down the middle to Cade Marsh, and he finds him.
She's close to 50 there.
That was 50.
Yeah.
Let's not be... around that.
Darcy Hume was the one who tapped it out of his hands. Cade Marsh goes to the outer wing. Cade Reuters is the target. He waits for it. Gets over the back. Now he's got a little bit of groundwork to do. Handball was forward. Back there was Bent Valzen, though. Slides over. Allows Lopez to sock it off the ground. Now the big fella's got to pick it up himself. And he didn't quite execute the handball correctly. And now coming back the other way, Leongatha just tumble one towards the wing. And it favours Traralgon all the numbers. Harry's the only one. They tried to knock it back in, did Gabe Wood. Come off his toe, and we've got a boundary throw in outer side. 16 3/4 minutes gone over this Virtue Homes first quarter. Sees a 5-point margin in favour of Leongatha.
Scud, we've got a 14-point lead to Murray early in that first quarter against Maul, 20-6.
Van der Warden got the tap down. Big Willis tried to edge him out of the contest, but Van der Warden, it wasn't productive, but it was a fingertipper to it. Umpire balls it up, right half forward flank. Leongatha into attack. Ground level, Scolders, he's been busy, been good really, and tries to feed it out. Sam Halliburton, and now a big kick from Van der Warden towards the forward 50. McKenna tries to tap it to the advantage of a teammate. Here's the advantage, ground level. Can they find room? They can't. Ooh. Good tackle. Umpire says sling. Well, it was a good tackle a decade ago. These days it's a sling, and the free kick will go the way of Josh Hamilton, who hit the ground hard, I must say. And he'll have an opportunity from inside forward 50 on a 45 again to bring up Traralgon's second goal and importantly grab the lead in this clash.
He's seeing two sets of goals at the moment though.
Yeah, that's the question. I'll let you know after this kick. So lining up, Hamilton. He'll kick from just inside forward 50, about 45 off the boot. Looks okay as he dragged it left. He has another minor score.
The Virtue Homes scoreboard is a 4-point lead to Leongatha at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter. The Parrots at 2 goals straight, 12. Traralgon 1-2-8.
Be inspired by Virtue Homes Display Village today. Broadway Boulevard in Traralgon. 3 unique homes, the double-storey Olivia, the family living Kingston and the ranch-style Windsor. It's one of Box's favourite.
Beautiful.
They go short. Leongatha out of the kick out to Hume. He'll give it back to the Forrester, who kicked it in. Steps around Daltrey. Outlet kick's going to be perfect. Argento's chest it finds. And Argento wants to go quickly. Chisels a kick to the wing. Nicely done to Ty Hall. On the chest again. Turns and go. Open forward line. Harry's running back with a flight of it. He tracks it. He gathers it. He tries to step around Scults. On the left foot, if you don't mind, towards Borshman, but the ruckman in, Jacobson from Traralgon, picks off the mark. And will relieve the pressure with a kick out towards the forward in Lopez. Big spoil from Bent Velzen though. Numbers favour Leongatha again. Talonbrill took on McMahon, lost the footy. And now Dunbar found D'Angelo at top of their 50s. He's going to square it up. They've got some room and space on this outer side. They go back by hand to Membry. And Membry looks to come back. It's a poor kick. Although Darcy Hume just left it behind, allowed Reuters to soccer it off the ground on the wing. Brown was there. He gathers it, tries to get a handball back to Halliburton. He's under pressure by 3 Parrots. He's going to drag it in. He's in a bit of strife now. And the umpire says no. And in the end, well done by Halliburton to cause the stoppage.
I reckon if Mitch Membry had his day again, he would have gone to McMahon, who was nice and short early for him.
Ball thrown up. Again, it's Jacobson gets the tap. Free kick goes Jacobson's way. Courtesy of a push. Didn't see that one. Ambler gets the handball from the big ruckman and goes inside forward 50. McKenna presented. He needed to pull that one off the shoelaces and couldn't for the big man. Can he feed it off? He tried to find Halliburton. He's in trouble. 2v1. 2 will normally win out and do. Well, they got as far as an even ball because they will ball this one up left half, forward flankish for Traralgon.
Boxer, you don't want the big man stretching down the toes there, do you?
No, you don't, because he's come off a few hamstring injuries in the past too, McKenna.
Trotto tried to clear the area, couldn't. Free kick goes the way of Chance Daltrey. Usually a good user of the ball, leads on. Can he find a target? He can't. Ball spills out the back. Nicely done. A quick kick for goal from the pack. Offline, might found the boundary, or Willett trying to keep it in is Willerton. And he can't. Beaten to the boundary on that occasion. So there'll be a boundary throw in 10 metres from Traralgon's goals. They're 1 goal to 8. Leongatha 2 goals. And we've played 20 minutes of the first quarter.
It must be even inside 50s, Paul. If you can get a chance soon, just let us know that one.
7 to 11, Leongatha.
Thanks very much. Boxers here for Carpet Country this afternoon. Vanderplyte handled over the shoulder to Forrester. Back to Willis. Under pressure from the opposition ruckman. In the forward there was Lopez. Somehow squeezes it out to Sovereign.
Wow.
Slapped it on his boot.
Has to be.
In the tackle.
Has to be.
Both field umpires concurred with each other then, looked at each other and went boundary throw in. But what was his intent? And he found it.
I'm happy to give them the benefit of the doubt, mind you, but just so many times you see it paid.
True. So boundary throw in, 55 metres out from Traralgon's goal. They trail by 4. Free kick now goes to D'Angelo. That could be 50.
Has to be.
Yep, you can't just shove him down after that. And just losing his cool a little bit there is Trotto.
Trotto tried it here in the centre wing and just pushed the envelope a tad too far, cost himself a goal.
So there's a clear indication there's a tag now with Trotto and D'Angelo.
And you know hard.
That. It's hard.
Not loose tag.
And I think where D'Angelo's going to win this battle is doing stuff like this he's doing right now. Obviously, Trotto's been sucked in by being awarded a free kick against, but D'Angelo's going to come in and kick a goal.
Yeah, point blank range. That's exactly what he does, Box.
Let's Trotto know about it. And Trotto nearly had a go. Wouldn't have been the great thing to do because we've seen it before. 2 kicks for goal. It didn't happen that time, Paul Carter.
And it's the first lead change of the match, and it's a 2-point lead to Traralgon at the 22-minute mark. Virtual home scoreboard, Traralgon 2-2-14, leading Leongatha 2 goals straight.
And the thing that we don't see these days either, and I don't know whether we really actually notice it anymore, is when you've got a hard tag, normally teammates will come in and try and support that tag, you know what I mean? So either Traralgon will let it go, or D'Angelo's just going to work hard just to make sure he can break the tag.
It's got to be a type of player, though, doesn't it?
I know it does.
Does Traralgon have one of those?
No, potentially.
We'll work on it.
Praise, maybe.
From the stoppage was Vanderplyte. Got it inside forward 50 for the Parrots. G'nay comes out hard.
Good night.
Over the shoulder free kick from Scolters. And he'll go back, Jack Ganane, and look to get his first of the afternoon directly in front. 45-metre kick on coming.
What we say good night for?
Well, he just about ripped his head off.
You reckon? That was like a love tap.
Was it? So the umpire pays that?
Well, it was a free kick, but I wouldn't have thought it was that dramatic.
So directly in front, Jack Ganane.
Watch the replay. It's the 23-minute mark of the first quarter. Make up your own opinion. Either Sleepy Joe or Poppy.
And meanwhile, Jack Ganane has woken from his little nap. And he comes in and he puts it on its way. Usually a good kick of the football. This time just comes off the side and goes to the right. And on the Virtue Home scoreboard in this first quarter says
2-1-13, Leongatha trailing Traralgon, who are 2-2-14.
All right, the ball to be brought back into play. Jackson McMahon. has been given this responsibility for the club, week in, week out. Usually does a good job. Tries to find a target. I reckon he's done it well. Dunbar was that target. And Hugh Dunbar feeds it off to Ambler. He's been busy too. Can he find a winner around about half forward flank? He tries his best. Jacobson, the big man at ground level, tries hard, taken off the ball. A quick little handball from Brown, goes away and finds Jackson Harry. He's inboard now, and they'll work their way through Darcy Hume. They've got some room in the corridor, and Kim Drew, a good user of the ball, will also go towards the right half forward flank where Garnham presented well. A second opportunity. He fights hard to keep the ball in front, but he's been cut down by two Maroons and before it spills to Argento. And they go forward through Donahue, 30 metres from the Parrots' goals. They can't find a winner. Scolders gets a handball out, doesn't find a teammate. Hang on,
Gee whiz.
Hang on.
You thought
too
that was
high again.
You thought that was good night, the first one.
Yeah.
That was vicious.
So there we go. The Parrots with another free kick inside forward 50. They'll kick to the top of the square. Harry presents. One, two. Couldn't take three. McMahon takes the crumbs and goes searching for a teammate. They're still in defensive 50. A kick off the ground clears the area. For how long? Gee, Hamilton cool under pressure was Josh. They give ground. They keep possession. And D'Angelo tries to keep it in. And in the end, he's happy for it to go out after the pressure from Travis Nash was starting to close in on him. So in front of the Traralgon scoreboard, and that's the end. The Parrots are kicking, and they trail by 1 point. They apply the pressure as we enter time on. Ambler grabs the ball from defensive 50.
Relieves it towards the wing. Third up was Sovereign, couldn't complete the mark. Running over it there was Hugh. That's Darcy, and now Big Willis had a nice little cuddle from Hamilton. And we'll have a ball up, 25 and a half minutes gone.
It's like the stoppages to me are pretty even at the minute. Now with Willis back on the ground, they just got to start winning some.
That's a good tap down to Kim Drew. He got called to play on, and then it was holding the footy.
The umpire nearly called too high.
I think they said he tried to raise the elbow to get the free high. That was his opportunity. The next one is holding the footy. Don't mind that decision. Dunbar drives it to the wing. Hamilton flew, couldn't complete the mark. Nash at ground level. Forward handball to Stewart. Now to
Good
teammate.
work.
Nicely done. Back towards, it was Lammers in the end. A little kick. Tried to find Hall and wrapped up from McMahon. We'll see a boundary throw in. Or no, it's a ball up just inside the field of play.
20 free kicks this quarter.
How come they bring the ball in 10 metres? That must be an advantage to the attacking side. Why don't they ball it up where the contest happens?
So Kim Drew got it inside forward 50. This is going to go close to the boundary line inside their forward 50 there, and McMahon will see it go over for a boundary throw-in. The margin sits at a point. It is Traralgon 2-2-14, Leongatha at 2-1-13 in this opening quarter for Virtue Homes.
So the scrimmage happened right on the boundary line. It was touched whether it was a boundary throw-in or a ball up, and the umpire brings it in 10 metres. And they're now 10 metres from Leongatha's goals. Let's see if they can make Traralgon pay. They can't. Another ball up. Still just 10 metres from Leongatha's goals. They trailed by a point. We played 26 and 3/4 minutes. Vanna Warden got rid of an opponent, got the tap, and now they try to clear the area. It's hard work, though, because Harry tries to stop the ball in its play. Garnham got taken, chest on. A quick handball, threatens the goals again. But Vanna Warden releases with a handball, finds Marsh. Marsh gives, and off they go through Mitch Memory towards Willerton. And Willerton goes towards the outer side of the ground, and they've got some room now. They've got some runners, and they could do some damage. Dunbar over the top, and off the Maroons go through the centre of the corridor. Kick from McMahon inside forward 50. Just as the siren goes, a pretty entertaining 27 and 29 second first quarter of football.
Yeah, that's all thanks to Virtue Homes. That first quarter, and it sees the Maroons lead it by a point. Leongatha got the first 2 goals of the quarter. Traralgon the next 2. It is Traralgon 2-2-14 leading Leongatha 2-1-13 at quarter time. It is Gippsland Live right here on TRFM across Gippsland and the Valley. Hopefully you're having a great Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
This morning when the video is out of it Hey? Oh, I just think it's all right. I kept bumping it. Anyway, it'll be fine. I might just change it. Means I've got control of it now. Oh, we're just trying it to see whether it would work, but they're a bit tight in there and they've got everything in, it's got to sit right with them. And every time they move something, it's bumping the cable and I'm getting the noise coming through, you know. So I was like, hang on, I'll just get it myself then.
It's 2-3-15. Newborough 1-2-8, Stony Creek 3-2-20. Tarwin 2 straight 12 to Morley's 3-2-20. Fish Creek 1 straight 6 to Foster 1-1-7. MDU 3-5-23 to Hill End 2-2-14. Yanar 1-1-7 to Ballara 1-3-9. In the North Gippsland Footy League, I've got the right round this week, so we're right, but we've only got 2 games that I've only got. So Woodside 6.7.43 to Hayfield 1.17, and Yarram 6.5.41. They lead Glengarry 2.2.14.
All right, second quarter, as you heard, is underway here at the Moe Racing Club, all thanks to them. And, of course, the big tap goes to Leongatha Stewart there to get things underway. But got a feeling we might have a secondary stoppage as Trotto continues that tagging role on D'Angelo. And Jacobson again tries to tap it back over his head, try to get a little bit of clearance room. And over-the-shoulder free kick will go Halliburton's way for the Maroons. He's got a little short one on. He finds Ambler. He can go further afield to the wing area. Finds a teammate out there in Dunbar. He tries to get a handball back inboard. And back to Ambler. The umpire said, no, you got wrapped up straight away. We'll have another stoppage. So Jacobson in the front spot. Stewart did well, though. Got around it. It was a nice little tap down as well. That was to Brill. Got to half forward. Scolters have got through his hand. His second effort was great. Now on all fours. Shuffled a handball out to D'Angelo was nice. A loopy one over the top. There's a free kick off this play after D'Angelo got rid of it. And Stewart's just going to get up and hold his ankle a little bit here. Well, he's not too happy at all. D'Angelo with a free kick at centre-half back.
Yeah, free kicks tend to be going, well, seem to be going Traralgon's way. We'll check those with Paul Carter shortly, but certainly Traralgon are leading the way at getting hold of the ball first. And in these slippery conditions, it's hard to stop as they go forward again through the big man for Traralgon in Jacobson. Big Max towards half-forward flank.
10 apiece in the first quarter, Poppy, but they did ebb and flow throughout that quarter. Leongatha actually got about the first 4 or 5.
Okay. So right half-forward flank now. Jacobson to do the ruck work. He's beaten to the ball, and the umpire says as a result of that, the free kick will go the way of Jared Stewart, the ruckman for Leongatha, who's in tandem with the bloke that we expect to be the first ruckman in Ben Willis. Jared Stewart from the left half-back flank. He looks up the lines. He's been good.
Yeah.
He's starting to get himself into the ground, into the game. Talon Brill leads beautifully, takes the ball nicely, kicks along the line, and I reckon Harry was led to the ball, but nevertheless he got the free kick. Took a good mark anyway, but Harry on that right leg, the lead's on out the back. It's Traralgon have got the numbers. They feed it off beautifully, and off they go. Halliburton's left foot kick was poor and fell in the arms. Oh. Well, I thought it fell in the arms of a Leongatha player in Travis Nash, but the free kick gave back, and now Cade Reuters gives it off to Tripodi, and they've worked it to Hamilton, and they now go looking for, geez, just waiting for that one was McMahon when he should have went, and a good spoil by Brill, and he was in the play about 7 or 8 possessions ago on the outer side of the ground.
It was just the execution of Hamilton's kick there. It was just a little bit of a lazy kick, just allowed Brill to get in enough space. He's got a lot of toe too, though, so the kick probably would have been better. Probably pretty good in a day, but you've got a player like Brill that can make the ground up pretty quick.
Still a 1-point margin, shallow throw in. Jacobson decided to grab it out of the ruck, and now we'll have a ball up. So Stewart and Jacobson again. And you'd expect Jacobson to just shove him out the way, and he did just that. Taps it forward. Callum went straight through his legs, Callahan, and now D'Angelo tries to work hard. He's got a couple to beat. Socket off the ground was nice to Ambler. The underground handball didn't quite come off. Tripodi then had it, then lost it. Now Brill comes the other way. Right foot kick down the line. McMahon's got to go with courage. Put one hand up. Now the ball's in dispute. Borshman sockers it off the ground. Reading this one first was Scolters. Nice gather too in the wet conditions. He's got a teammate out the back. He handballs too. It's Membry. Inboard kick to McMahon. Risky. He's got to go. There's 2 on 1. Soccer from McMahon out the front of Halliburton. He went to ground. He's in trouble now. Don't drag it in. Halliburton does that. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. And we'll ball it up 40 metres out from Leongatha's goal.
And I hate to say it, even though he's not there, the Ty Hourigan factor, when he's there, he can actually dictate what happens in the air when it comes in 50.
Jacobson got the tap, ground level. Harry kicked to top of the square. Who's there? And it was Harry that actually was on the end of that one before it's been cleared by Marsh. And Marsh will ease the pressure, and off they go again. Lapraise, Dillon, and now it's a free kick pushing the back, and it's going to go the way of Bedvelsen.
Bedvelsen.
Oh, I get it wrong every time. On left half forward flank.
Pretty hard word to get wrong.
They go inside forward 50. Good contest, ground level, sneaky handball found its way through. Traralgon have got the numbers. They in turn try to weave a way through the Leongatha forwards, who have become defenders given they haven't got the ball, and the umpire will ball this one up. 40 metres from Leongatha's goals. They're now kicking to the right of radio.
Double tap down there from Harry. At pace there was Vanderpleit. Squeezed it back to Harry. His kick was smothered. Standing up there nicely with a quick kick. Now relieved a little bit of pressure, but we're going to have another stoppage. This time it's outside forward 50. And Willis now to do the ruck duties. He taps it down. I think Willis getting a hand on it a little bit more. Kim Drew with a little quick kick inside 50. Gives a handball off. And that was to Vanderplot. He left it behind though. Ambler attacked it hard. Ganane wrapped him up in the tackle. Play on to the umpire. Scolter's handballs over the shoulder. Dangerous spot. Brown comes out to meet at top of the square. Under pressure. They stand tall, the Maroons' defence at the moment. They still lead it by a point. Leongatha been pressing in this quarter though. And they've got another stoppage to contend with. To a dangerous spot. Donohue's there. Somehow gets a handball out to Ganane. He goes backwards to Callahan with a flying shot at goal across the face. Although not quite getting the distance. Garnham nearly took the mark. In the end, we've got a boundary throw in.
I mean, how long can you hold off for, Poppy? Right now, the Traralgon side are, but geez, Leongatha are putting some pressure on them right now.
Have you seen the film Zulu, when the British are trying to hold off the Zulus? This is what I feel as though Traralgon are doing at the moment, because they are coming in numbers, Leongatha, and big numbers, but at this stage, they haven't broke the barrier.
Do you think you could have used a different movie?
I just love that movie. It's a great movie.
Well, no one's as
Was
old
it Michael
as you, though,
Caine?
Poppy. Yeah, no one's as old as you, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I think I've still got that on VHS.
We're going to free kick from this stoppage, boys. And it is going Leongatha's way. And I'll explain that to our younger listeners, what a VHS is in a moment.
Video home system, they used to be called.
I'll explain that as well, Boxer. You're not helping our younger listeners out there.
My dad invested in a Beta. That didn't quite work either.
All these words mean nothing to the those that are under the age of 30. As the ruckman Stewart for Leongatha from the free kick puts it through. He likes it and celebrates. And the first goal took 6 minutes to get through, but it goes the Parrots' way.
I just hope what happens right now with Traralgon is the fact that Leongatha have been pressing so hard the first 6 minutes of this quarter. It's been played in their forward half, Leongatha. So eventually it had to break, and it did. It was a great goal and a great finish. But now, you know, Leongatha are starting to see some cracks here with the Maroon side, especially with Hourigan out of that back six. But keep persevering. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Traralgon responded well in the second half of that first quarter, didn't they? But Leongatha have applied the pressure again in the first part of this second quarter. The ball thrown up. Again, it's Leongatha through Drew that clear the area. Nice clearance to inside forward 50. The big man overrun it, and I speak of Willis, but they got the numbers, and they continue to push forward to the green and gold to within 30 metres, maybe 25 of their goals.
5 point margin on the Maori Racing Club scoreboard.
And that margin is hoping to be built on right now as West got a tap forward, top of the square. Again, Traralgon have got the numbers, but how long can they hold on for? As Membry, his kick smothered. And now Halliburton has a go. And in fact, it was Scolters, whose quick kick now comes towards Ambler, centre of the ground. It's all the visiting side, and on the end of it, it's going to be Ty Hall that gives it off to a teammate there in Little John, and inside forward 50, 1-2, read off the pack nicely, and off they go. Willerton half back towards half forward. They need to break inside their forward 50, and there's a free kick that goes Traralgon's way. Nash interfered with Think, and D'Angelo will get the free kick. So D'Angelo, who's trying to avoid a fairly strong Adam Trotto tag, will get another free kick. The last free kick Trotter gave away was costly. It resulted in a goal after a 50-metre penalty. This one not so damaging. It's just short of right half forward flank. As D'Angelo waits for a teammate to come back onto the oval. He had to jump the fence to get the ball. The crowd okay for a sort of gloomy day. Bit of drizzling rain, very overcast. Ooh. D'Angelo plays on. Kick was smothered off the boot from Trotto, and he may get a second chance, or certainly the Maroons do, and they'll mark just outside forward 50 where Vanderwarden, who can lump a ball, will kick it towards the top of the square. And taking almost a grab, he got hands to it, in fact was McKenna. But at ground level, it's Willis who clears the area with a thumping, tumbling punt towards left half-back flank. And now the Parrots are getting some pressure of their own. And it's right on the edge of the boundary line. Will it spill over? It won't. But the field umpire, you'd think, will consider keeping this ball, or making that ball his, before Ambler takes it out, sneaks it inside forward 50 with a quick kick, and Willerton lays the tackle. 1-2. Willis comes in to lend a hand. A quick kick from Traralgon goes in the direction of Jacobson, who's 20 metres out from goals, and the umpire will take control.
This is where Traralgon's getting unstuck. They've playing a really big forward line with Jacobson and McKenna in the forward line.
Big tap by Jacobson to a dangerous spot for the Parrots defence. Nash stood up in it, lost the footy. Now they wrap up Forrester in a tackle, and we'll do it again. Big ruckman making his presence felt around this contest. Big moments, all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. The sixth tap is called the Bilson's Twister. You've got to get in and try it. Willis with a big tap forward, clears 20 metres forward, although Ambler's on the end of it. Handballs over the top to Daltrey. Inboard handball to no one in particular, and now the ball's in dispute, but Vanna Warden closed quickly. Got it out to a teammate. Free kick, no, not there. Umpire said play on. Down at all fours was Ganane. He drags it in, then he had to slap it out. And now Ty Hall on the bottom of the pack will be the last one to get up. And we'll have a stoppage. 52 metres out now from Traralgon's goal. He just sensed the Parrots' defence has lifted. Willis taps it out. Ambler was in the front spot and Brill wraps him up.
I think the defence has lifted, Scud, but I think they've just really lifted their intensity across the whole ground. They're really putting pressure on the Maroons at the moment, the Parrots.
So Willis from the Parrots gets to the tap. He finds a teammate who was taken too high, and that teammate was Kim Drew.
Good inclusion. Good to see Kim back into this side for the Parrots. Hasn't played all year.
Very skillful play. Goes towards the outer side. Geez, I thought of pushing the back. The umpire agrees. Says, yes, Pop, we'll go the way of the big man. Leongatha play on quickly. Advantage. No, he's going to pull it back.
There was no whistle until the ball landed after the advantage. So that's interesting.
Yeah, because they were sort of surging forward 60 metres inside their forward 50.
Yeah.
Until the umpire says, oh, hang on a minute.
It's coming back.
Almost we'll go back to where it came from.
Almost like your advantage didn't work, we'll give you another go.
Another go. So Garnham has another go, and he goes back to where the ball just came from. All too easy by Jackson Harry. He really took that one uncontested, and from 55, kicks in the corridor. Wasn't a great kick, but it may pay off, or will it, coming through Scolders. He's been good today. One of the best as McMahon clears the area. Campbell applies the pressure, or in fact it was Ambler, on Kim Drew, but Kim Drew takes the mark.
Crowded forward line.
Yeah, very crowded. All 36 players forward of centre. And Drew kicks to the left forward pocket and reading it nicely was Marsh, brings the ball to the front of the pack, and Scolders read the ball beautifully, tried to feed off a handball. Nicely done. Brent, can he find a way through? He cannot. That's Billy Brent, William. And the umpire will see this one in. 30 metres from Leongatha's goals. I'm not sure that Stewart got a hand on it. Certainly it favoured him, and Brill just lost a handle on it just as he wanted to keep the ball in play. And now 10 metres from Leongatha's goals, there'll be a boundary throw-in.
12 minutes into the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. Become a member today. Ball back into the field of play. Harry over the back. Out there was Borschman. Had a don't are you and a spin and a turn. Lost the footy. Umpire said play on. And now Brill somehow got ball to boot but missed it by 15. And it went out of bounds on the full, although the field umpire might just come and have a bit of a chat. No, it is out of bounds on the full. So Cooper Brown will have the footy in his hands for the Maroons. Decides to keep it along the boundary line, and he can find out there Daltrey. Not much movement ahead of him. He's looking for a switch. He wants to come back, but there's no one there either for him. Gets called to play on now. Has to get around Callahan. Wow. Coughed the footy up. Harry just steamrolled him. He was attacking the footy, but he's given away the free kick as Jackson Harry to Chance Daltrey. And he wants the switch, but no one's worked for him. So he's just going to chip it. Nicely done to Vanna Warden. And Jacob Vanna Warden will come in board to Cade Reuters. Half-back flank, though, for the Maroons.
Off the bench comes Flynn Kennedy.
Does they continue on the switch to get there? No. Down the line it goes. Hamilton can't complete the mark. Ground level there was Harry. Hamilton goes again. The two number 7s lock up. And the umpire says no prior, no opportunity. We'll ball it up. 13 minutes gone, second quarter. Margin sits at 5.
Very much an arm wrestle this game at the moment too. Something's going to have to break very shortly.
Vanna Warden gets the tap, nicely done. Trotto feeds it off and off they go. They do it nicely through Kim Drew. He's been busy the last 5 minutes. His kick though goes towards the left half forward flank. Maybe the left pocket. Scolders comes in to lend a hand for Traralgon. He's taken ball and all. Glenane centres it up nicely, all too easily. And Talon Brill on the end of it takes the mark and has the opportunity to kick a goal and just lengthen that 5-point margin they've got at the moment. 14 minutes gone into this second quarter.
It's 9 inside 50s to 2, and that's 11 inside 50s for 1 score to date.
They've
a bit of an issue, isn't it?
They've managed to stand tall, haven't they? And they've got some good forwards up there, so they need to make the most of this opportunity because it's one of the few clear clean chances to goal. And guess what, Nick Lucchino? You could earn a lot of money giving forward
Don't tell him
direction.
No, well, it's probably true, though, too, because it's a bit disappointing to see the way they actually are setting up for a set shot these days.
6-point lead to Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
Into the middle they go, straight down the middle. It's coming back though. Stewart puts it into the pocket. Garnham's there with McMahon. Garnham became the spoiler. Brill gave a handball now to Garnham. On the boundary line, around on the left, lands on the chest of Ganane. He's going to square it in the middle. Jacob Lammers is there, and he takes the mark. This is a better shot for goal because it's 15 metres out, slightest of angles. And the repeat pressure from the Parrots on the Traralgon defence is immense at the moment.
A few Traralgon players caught napping then.
So Jacob Lammers, he's side lead by 6 in a real arm wrestle here in the second quarter. He puts it through the middle and he likes it for his Parrots teammates as they come to celebrate with him.
Yeah, look, I think it's just one of those things where Traralgon have to withstand this real amount of immense pressure from Leongatha right now because they've had all the forward entries this quarter. They only had a couple themselves, the Maroons, but it's just Leongatha's game at the moment. Just the defence of Traralgon have sort of kept them in the game right now. But those floodgates could open up quite easily if things like that leak like that they just did then.
Murray Racing Club scoreboard, it sees Leongatha at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter with a 12-point lead, 4-2-26 to 2-2-14.
Well, they've kicked the opening 2 goals. As you said, big moments right now for the Traralgon Footy Club. Big moments all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. Their new 6th tap is on at the moment. Handball over the shoulder from Vanderplyt was good. Got it to a teammate there who barreled it inside 50, and the big fella Willis takes the mark. Inside forward 50. And Adam Trotto just got on the end of that one and put it in. So he's got the tagging role this afternoon, but getting involved offensively as well. And big Benny Willis wouldn't have kicked too many goals in his career. Will have his chance directly in front. This is danger signs. Red lights flashing off in the Traralgon coaching box, you'd expect now. As Willis comes in, 45 metres out, directly in front. The big man celebrates with a big bear hug to a teammate and says, "Come to me." And this isn't his first goal ever, is it? Every single player just wants to celebrate with the big man. As big Benny Willis gets one.
I have noticed too throughout this quarter he's been resting forward too, big Benny Willis, because big Kennedy's been going to him from Traralgon for that matchup. It's not a big matchup either because there's a little bit of height difference, but him resting forward still says to me that there might be some sort of niggle there for Willis, but they're utilising him in different ways.
5-2-32 Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. They've got an 18-point lead over Traralgon, who are on their quarter-time score of 2-2-14. We've played 17 and a half minutes of the second quarter.
All right, we're waiting for Mitch Membry to get on the right side of the fence. He's got the ball, but he's got a fence in front of him, and he's in no rush.
Well, probably while we do that, it's half-time in the AFL. It is the Doggies, 5-8-38. They lead the North Melbourne Kangaroos 3-1-19. And in the other game, the Dockers are doing it easy at the minute. Start of the third quarter, 9-5-59. They lead the Swans. Never write them off, though, 4-8-32.
I can tell you that's Benny Willis's first goal since the 2019 season. He kicked 2 in that year in his 19 games, but hasn't kicked one since, so that's why he celebrates.
Good on him. Well deserved. Great competitor in this competition, and this bloke's not bad either. Jacobson grabs the ball out of the ruck, but he got caught with the ball, and eventually it was not disposed of properly. Free kick goes the way of the Parrots, and although Big Stewart went forward, it was cut off nicely by Flynn Kennedy with that left leg inside forward 50. LaPraise, it's punched away from him by about 20 metres. McMahon, a kick around the body from inside the centre square, and going up was McKenna, and going down was McKenna, and the free kick goes away.
Now McKenna thought he was done for Shepparton out. He actually thought he had the free kick, until the umpire said, no, mate, it's against you. And the shock look on his face was quite funny.
So Brown with that left leg, nice leg too, 60 metres towards the outer side, 3v1. The 3 wins out, the Parrots go forward and they find a way through. Argento tried and fed it off, and now the Parrots towards the outer side of the ground where Borshman fights hard. Traralgon go forward. They've got some numbers, they just need to move the ball quickly. They do that. Daltrey from outside 50, top of the square. McKenna's got the set, got a hand to it, couldn't take the ball in. They'll hold the ball in. And just 10 metres from goals.
Well done, Darcy Hume, third man up in front of McKenna then.
Yeah, because it looked as though he had a clear opportunity. McKenna fights hard, beaten to it in the ruck. Gets a chance, kick around the body, smothered. The big man fights hard at ground level, keeps the ball in the area. Leongatha just respond to every challenge, and the margin at quarter time was a point favouring Traralgon. Now it's 18 points favouring Leongatha. As Traralgon go forward, here's another opportunity. They haven't had many in this second quarter. Daughtry gets rid of his opponent, grabs hold of the ball. He's grabbed hold of himself. And 30 metres from his side's goals, there'll be a ball up again.
Well, a couple of players make a difference. The Oculus would have been perfect in these conditions.
Well, he's at VFL higher duties. Or which one, actually?
Yeah, well, either or.
Yeah, that's what they get. A quick kick, though, from Kim Drew. Got outside 50. Jacobs has to bend over, pick it up, try to get a good little sidestep. Nicely done. Will Brent, not 15. Play on to the umpire. McMahon with a kick around the body. Standing underneath it, Forrester. Dunbar comes the other direction. Drew was at ground level. Halliburton tackled him. Now Halliburton has the footy. Now the umpire wants it.
I like the intensity of both sides here at the ball. Like it's being played very fairly, honestly, aggressively. Really like what I'm seeing. Free kick paid on that ball up though.
Going Traralgon's way, and it looks to be they want the advantage being paid. Traralgon said it went through for a goal. The umpire said no, let's bring it back to McMahon or Jacobson. Might be the ruckman.
I think everyone's confused at the moment, aren't they?
Confused.
21 minutes are gone into this second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. And we've got a free kick shot on goal coming from the ruckman, Big Max Jacobs.
He's going to want to feed this off, and McMahon wants to be the player. He's just working out with Angelo.
Talon Brill just said, I know what you're up to.
It's normally Ambler
as well. There goes
too.
Angie Angelo now. No.
And Membry might be on the end of this one. No.
Not the option.
Jacobson says,
he wants it.
I'm not giving it to anyone. I'm taking my moment in the sun, and this is all about me.
Well, if Willis does it, Jacobson wants to match it.
He talks about the recruit from the Queensland State, and now this is his moment in the sun, and he says, if you don't mind, whatever you can do, Big Benny Willis, I can do it just as well. Max Jacobson gets his first, and I'll give it a Zambrero goal that A contender as well.
Absolutely, Scud, too, and I just love the arrogant strut that he had after the kick as well. He looked at his teammate and said there was never any doubt, so just don't ever run past, ever, and even think about me getting you a handball. When you kick like that in those conditions, actually under the fact that they've been under a fair bit of pressure this quarter, they get themselves back within 2 kicks.
And it's a 12-point lead to Leongatha on the Moe Racing Club score at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter. Leongatha 5-2-32, Traralgon 3-2-20.
Stewart with a clear tap down, and now Trotto becomes the offensive player. Inside forward 50, and no one can complete the mark. Over the back, Ty Hall. Nick Argento, take your pick. Argento said, I'll take it. And in a blink of an eye, make it 10 seconds. Leongatha get the answer and a little steadier.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Trotto too, because there's no D'Angelo in the middle of the ground at the minute. He's there now, and he just gave him too much space. One was attacking, one was defensive, and it was Trotto who was attacking. Ran forward of the ball, and that was a great tap out as well. So, great finish, but they got done by pace inside their 50, the Traralgon side. So, it was a bad response there for them because Leongatha just got that quick response.
And it's 4 goals to Leongatha this quarter, 3 of them from stoppages, by the way, boys, so that's an interesting stat. And they are 18 points ahead on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard, 6-2-38 to 3-2-20.
All right, ball back in the centre of Terry Hunter Oval, second quarter. Gippsland live match of the day, 23 minutes gone. Leongatha, as they do, applying some pressure to the next team up to rumble with them. They go forward again to Leongatha, and a good tackle inside forward 50. Umpire calls play on. Willis finds Brill. Brill finds trouble. Can he get rid of the ball? He can't. Umpire calls free kick. Goes away. He's at Flynn Kennedy again on that left leg. Goes searching for Hamilton. Hamilton got front position. Couldn't quite take the ball. Nicely worked their way through momentarily. Oh, gee whiz. Tackle was nice. Ben Svelson didn't have much of an opportunity, and Traralgon get the free kick. Daughtry got rid of his opponent ever so cleverly. Left half forward flank, goes inboard. Willerton around the body, kicks towards McKenna. He's got this and he takes the mark. Well, here we go. We could be going goal for goal here. So it was Willis, and then it was Jacobson, and then it was Argento, and now it's a free kick behind play. What for?
Well, it was D'Angelo and Trotto having a bit of a wrestle. They held on to each other for a long time. And then all of a sudden, D'Angelo got
So how come
Trotto
the free kick's
high.
not here?
It will be.
Oh, it will be. Right.
So it was 50-50. They were both going back and forth. It wasn't there. One got a little bit higher than the other, and the free kick was played. But certainly not there. It was just an old-fashioned tagging sort of stoush.
Yep.
No punches, just holding high and they deemed it too high.
Yeah, the umpire need to read the play. You've got one who's tagging and one who's being tagged, and sometimes it doesn't work out the way it should. But anyway,
2 minutes prior to that, they were holding onto each other, just holding. So pay the free kick for holding the man.
Yep. Anyway, Leongatha in attack. Importantly, they lead by 18 points. A goal has gone missing, and you can't give up too many goals against this side at any time. As Jacobson works it out, can he get clear passage through? He can't. Borshman came in, threaded off. They keep the ball in the area, and the area is the right half-forward flank on the end of it. Lemers, who's kicked the goal, coming through. Ambler, quick kick, half-back towards half-forward. McKenna, front position, tries to scoop it in one hand, can't grab it. Free kick paid? No. Play on's the call. Keep the ball in the area. Well, okay. I'm watching a different game.
Me too.
Dunbar's free kick for too high probably shouldn't have been paid, but nevertheless...
I don't understand if you get tackled and you don't make contact with the footy if you attempt to kick, why isn't it holding the ball?
Nash's outlet kick found Jacob Lammers. 25 minutes have passed in the second quarter for Maui Racing Club. The Parrots lead it by 18 at the moment, and Lammers has kicked down the line that goes. Big Vanna Warden in the front spot, couldn't complete it. Kim Drew tried to crash way through, lost the footy. Play onto the umpire. Vanna Warden fights hard. Stewart's down, still down at ground level with a crook left ankle. Sorry, it's Borshman.
Clearances this quarter are 16-4, Leongatha's way.
Certainly up the ante around the stoppages. And we've got another stoppage now. And Willis shoved his opponent out and illegally in the back. Goes
He's doing well, isn't he, the big man?
Yep. So Jacobson on his half-back flank will check his kick.
I'm not sure.
Our Tripodi wasn't his target, was it?
I think Tripodi was lucky to be there. It could have been done for deliberate, even though he didn't mean to.
Free kick behind play is going to go this time D'Angelo's way.
Yep.
Against
Trotto.
Against Trotto. So these two...
This is in the same spot.
Yes. If the umpire hasn't picked up here right now, and if the players aren't aware of it, there's something wrong. As D'Angelo plays on quickly, he's met fairly, I think, and the ball spills out within 15 metres of Traralgon goal. McKenna fights hard, ground level. He'll keep the ball in. That'll be the best result.
You know what I think now with Traralgon out of the side, I think Dylan Lopez needs to go back. I think there's no role for him forward at the minute because they're not actually utilising him at all. Maybe it's a time where he goes back.
So tap down there. Well, we'll come back to that little question in a moment. Ambler tried to run onto it. McKenna fights hard. And so does Willerton at ground level. No one can get a clean possession away. Ambler gets tackled down by Donahue. And we're going to stop it. So
if they're going to persevere with McKenna...
Is that their problem, though?
Jacobson. I think so. I think just that little bit of a tall down back. But he's got a level head.
Ambler snaps out of the stoppage. Top of the square that it goes. Hamilton in the front spot. Took the footy and crunched by 3 Parrots.
We know he can play. We know he can read the play as well. So we know that he's going to bring a lot of experience down back. They just lack that little bit. Scolties has been tremendous. Just, I don't know, a little bit of experience down back.
It's hard to pinpoint the problem at the moment, I think, for the Traralgon side. Can they get something from this stoppage, though? Kim Drew was there. Had a kick that didn't go too far. About 15 metres towards the boundary line in the end, and they chase after it, and we'll have another stoppage. 28 minutes gone.
I think they missed that player that floats across the pack and intercepts marks and maybe spoils as well. So he's a bigger body too, so, you know, it could be something that you could just roll the dice with.
All right, Traralgon desperately need to edge closer before half-time. That margin's blown out now to some 18 points as Leongatha have cleared the area, and there'll be a boundary throw-in. It's left half-back flank. That's Leongatha's half-back line. And ball thrown in, it was short again. And D'Angelo fights hard. He's taken by Trotter. No surprise there. Wouldn't be surprised if Trotter follows him into the rooms at half-time. Well, I would be surprised, but you get my point. So, another boundary throw-in. It'll be Willis v. Jacobson. Willis maybe got a tap. Jacobson, I thought he had him at arm's length, but Willis worked himself into the contest, as do a few players from either side.
Kim Drew's had 8 kicks this quarter, 6 clearances.
Yeah, well, what's D'Angelo had? How's that sort of tag going?
D'Angelo's had 9 disposals so far.
So he's been pretty good against a fairly tight tag, and now a free kick in that ruck contest will go the way of Jacobson.
That was for holding the ball. The kick didn't get made. No contact with the ball at all.
So out the back, geez, I thought stealing it then was going to be Josh Hamilton. I think he got surprised when the ball landed in his arms, and they're cleared from... Is that Sovereign?
Yep.
And now Donahue clears the area towards the half-forward flank. Geez, I reckon Harry read it off the pack nicely. You don't give them a second chance. You got to give them a look and they'll make you pay as Hall. Kicks inside forward 50. Nicely done by memory to forward the contest, but at ground level around the body. Could this be another one? It is another one. It goes away with Jensen Garnham. A good one-on-one contest was won by the key forward for the Parrots.
Brilliant play. Like, he's such a good-sized medium forward where he knows when the ball hits the ground, he's going to be very competitive. He's just smart enough to hold the ball up and make the Traralgon players continue with momentum forward. He had enough control there and snapping around his body, but that run forward by the Leongatha side really hurt him. What a goal to get this late in the second quarter.
It certainly is. Boxer right on the 30-minute mark of the second quarter. 7-2-44 Leongatha, a 24-point lead over Traralgon, who have only kicked the one score, a goal this quarter, 3-2-20, and that's on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
Yeah, 5-1 in the quarter, and it's telling. And, gee, we said, how's the blueprint of beating Leongatha? Well, you stop their slingshot, and from the middle of the ground, that little link-up and run play, certainly how they get inside forward 50s gives their forwards every chance. From this stoppage, no one really won it, and Jacobs have got a handball in and end up getting back to him. Now D'Angelo with his outside of his right foot, inside forward 50 he goes. Missed the target of Vanderwarden. Back there was Bent Velzen, and we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the scoreboard. So we've travelled 31 minutes into the second quarter for the Murray Racing Club. Siren not too far away you'd expect. Can Traralgon pinch one here? They're inside their forward 50. Front spot there, though, was Stewart. Comes to ground level. Siren sounds as Kindrew had the clearing kick, but it was all Leongatha in the quarter. They won the quarter and convincingly in the end. It's a 24-point margin to them at half-time, and it sees them leading 7-2-44, leading Traralgon 3-2-20. We've got the half-time wrap coming up after the break. That will be all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. And you are listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM across Gippsland and the Valley. And it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
No, they pay for it, so
So what, no, you pay...
That's right in someone's to death.
No, Mum, you pay to actually go in it. Why are you so scared? Oh, fearless.
Wrap here at the Traralgon Terry Hunter Oval, and it is Leongatha with a big second quarter. They kicked 5 goals to 1 in the quarter. Goals to Stewart, Jacob Lammers, Ben Willis, Nick Argento and Jensen Garnham at the 29-minute mark. Max Jacobson, the sole goal kicker there for the Maroons, which sees the margin that was a 1 point in favour at Traralgon at quarter time now flip, and Leongatha lead it by 24 points. It's 7-2-44, Traralgon a 3-2-20. And the halftime wrap is all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. Time to cut up and dissect what's happened. All thanks to Gippsland Mowers. Everything you need to keep your yard tidy. And of course, they are the only professional Husqvarna dealer in the whole of Gippsland. You can head and see Hayden and the team today. Paul Carter's working through some of the key stats. I'll go quickly to Poppy just to give us a quick summation of that first half.
Pretty much an arm wrestle in which Leongatha won. It wasn't a lot of pretty play, given the conditions are pretty slippery. It looked as though Traralgon might have their measure early on. When I say had their measure, they were certainly in the contest. At quarter time, they led by a point, but Leongatha did what good sides do. When the pressure's applied, they find a way home, and I think Paul Carter will absolutely agree with this when he gives us the stats. The midfields that he mentioned in that second quarter took control. They moved the ball beautifully. They had winners up forward, and they just won a lot of 50-50 ball. The likes of Brill and Drew and others through that midfield really set them up, and they were relentless in their attack on the ball. Nick Lucchino highlighted that as well, but so many tremendous players. Trotto's work on Lewis D'Angelo, although it's probably a 50-50 contest at that, it's sort of a contest within a contest, and, you know, probably Traralgon may have to think about doing much the same, maybe picking out one, maybe even 2 players for Leongatha to apply a hard defence or tag on them. You know, I hate players being tagged, but at the end of the day, I find it entertaining because they are sort of bridging the line between fairness and not. And
bit of a subplot, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a subplot. Perfect description, a subplot to the story, to the bigger story. And I really like what I've seen from both sides. Traralgon going to have to find a way to find another level, though, to get themselves back in this game, because they have to be closer than 4 goals at three-quarter time to give themselves a chance in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, well said, Rob Popplestone. Of course, a halftime wrap, all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. It is your local blokes who service what they sell. Paul Carter with the key stats.
Once again, it was 14 inside 50s to 9 to Leongatha. The Parrots actually had the first 6 and 11 of the first 13 inside 50s in that quarter. Clearances, that was huge. It was 18 to Leongatha, 8 to Traralgon that quarter. So the Parrots have taken that over 25 to 20. Centre clearances went Leongatha's way 5 to 2. We've had 42 free kicks to half-time, 22 to 20 at the moment.
Wow.
Marks have gone Traralgon's way 30 to 22. Contested marks 6-5 Traralgon's way. Marks inside 50. It was 5-2 Leongatha's way that quarter. They lead that stat 6-5. Max Jacobson, another 12 hit-outs. He's had 20 to half-time. Leongatha seem to be sharing it a lot more. Ben Wilson's had 15. Jared Stewart, 6 and 2 to Jackson Harry. Jake Van Warden's had 5 for Traralgon, and Dan McKenna late in that quarter had 3 hit-outs. Connor Ambler, another 7 disposals in the second quarter. He had 16 to half-time. Louis D'Angelo, 10, 9 to Jackson McMahon, and 10 to Liam Willerton. For Leongatha, the big quarter of that quarter was Kim Drew's, 9 kicks and 7 clearances and 4 inside 50s. It was huge from Kim Drew. He's taken his total to 12 to half-time. 13 to Sam Forrester, 10 to Talon Brill, and 8 apiece to Nick Argento and Jake Vanderplyte.
Fantastic. There he is, Paul Carter, with all those key stats. Don't forget Gippsland Mowers. They have a top range of Husqvarna mowers, blowers and chainsaws. And they've also stacked the Honda equipment in stock, from pumps to brush cutters, blowers and so much more. They're on the Princess Highway in Morwell, and they of course are Gippsland Mowers. Hayden and the team. Nick Lucchino's got some scores for us to get us up to speed with everything that's happening around Gippsland this afternoon, right here on TRFM.
Yeah, I do. Scudman in the Gippsland League, Druin 4-6-30. They lead Bairnsdale 3-4-22, so a nice tight one there. Maul 6-1-37 to Moe 8-5-53. Wonthaggi 3 straight 18 to Warrigal 3-3-21. Sale, big comeback there after quarter time, 6-5-41. Have a 10-point lead over Mafra, 4-7-31.
Gee, they're all tight, aren't they?
They are
all in the balance at half-time.
And it could go either way. We just know that this league is so unpredictable at the moment. In the Mid-Gippsland Football League, Thorpedale 2-7-19 lead, River North 2-4-16. Newborough 5-4-34, Stony Creek 4-2-26. Morley 6-3-39 to Tarwin 4-4-28. In a low-scoring game down in South Gippsland, Fish Creek 1-2-8, Trail Foster 2-2-14.
Top of the table clash up there, 1v3, I think it is, isn't it?
MDU 5-8-38 to Hill End 3-2-20. And 4-2-26, they lead Ballara 2-5-17.
I just did a quick sum. 6 games, 52 points total difference in 6 games. Very even comp. And in fact, we talk about Gippsland League being one of the even comps. I think you'll find Mick Gippsland was sort of around the mark, about 14th position of 41. So, yeah, it's been a pretty even comp when you've got two sides, especially one that hasn't won a game yet.
I've only got 2 scores in the North Gippy at the moment. Woodside 8-12-60 lead Hayfield 3-2-20. And Yarram 11-7-73. Big leaders over Glengarry 5-3-33. Scudman.
Very good. Thanks, Nick Lucchino. He's here this afternoon, all thanks to Carpet Country. But that's been our halftime wrap. We've got our duties all done. We're going to have tuck into a little bit of feed that the Traralgon guys have brought us in for halftime. So we'll go to another break.
Oh, really?
And, of course, we'll come back with this third quarter after the break. It is all thanks to our great friends at Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
It's the Gippsland League Top 5 for round 11. Kicking us off at number 1 is the young fella, Marlon Neocleus from Traralgon. A beautiful effort here, roving the pack, and then going outside of the boot to bend it home for a fantastic goal. Number 2, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here. Gets the handball, then goes drop punt against the boundary line and kicks a lovely goal. Number 3, Thomas Kroll here from Warragul. Watch the fancy footwork. Ball comes in, he just gives a little toe poke out into space, runs onto it, then snaps and kicks a lovely goal. Coming in at number 4, it's William Papley from Druin. Let the little man work. He rows it beautifully, tracks it hard, gets the would-be tackler away, and then kicks a lovely goal. Well done, Paps. And at number 5, it's the little legend again, William Papley from Druin. He just snatches this one in the middle, yoink. Then he takes off, 1 bounce, 2 bounces, lines it up and goes bang! Great goal. Number 4 and 5, Papley starring with a double.
Yes, All we do is win. Great to have your company on a Saturday afternoon. A little bit dark and gloomy. Rain's just starting to fall again. It's only light rain, but it does look like it might be set in for the afternoon as the Maroons make their way back out onto Terry Hunter Oval. They trail, though, at half-time by 24 points. We've just gone through our half-time wrap, and we've solved all the problems. But Nick Lucchino is going to tell us what the Traralgon coach would have said at half-time to his troops as they trail by 24 points. He's made one move. He wants Dylan Lopez to go back.
Yep, definitely.
I don't think that's enough, though. I need more from your boxer.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think even seeing Coach Hamilton, to Troy that is, be pretty animated at half-time and come off the ground pretty quick, he was probably in a bit of a rush to work out what he was going to try and work through, because I think the work rate of Leongatha really got Traralgon on the hop, and they obviously early in that quarter were getting killed defensively. Because the Leongatha side were getting that ball inside 50 very quickly. The only thing they had in their favour was the fact that their defensive players were working hard to stop that onslaught. So I don't know whether it's just that midfield setup. Obviously now with that hard tag on D'Angelo is the first thing. I think it's them coming out of the defensive 50s their biggest challenge. And that's why I think just a settling body down back, be it ex-captain Dylan Lopez, down back, just to give him that sort of little bit of experience, because they're not reading that ball quick enough out of their defensive 50 to score.
All right. What about clearances? They got an issue around clearances. Leongatha absolutely tore them up in there. Can we see a different makeup in there? Do you want D'Angelo to stay in there and to run through the tag, or do you want him to move him to try and exploit maybe the defensive efforts of Trotto, maybe if you're moving forward? Do you want a bit more pace in the midfield? Does Traralgon add a little bit of pace? Do you put someone like...
I'd move him.
Yeah,
I'd move D'Angelo out.
D'Angelo, I would too. I think you've got to make the move, because obviously they're going to be playing one short through their midfield, especially with Trotto the way he's going at the moment, because you think he's actually won the battle so far.
I'd move D'Angelo to half-back flank.
Yeah. And just tell him to run off half-back?
Run off the half-back.
One less... that he's not going to play
I like
forward, is it?
off half-back as well too. I think McMahon has been used in different positions today as well, and we've seen how good he is when he gains yardage for that side as well. But they've got to stop that onslaught too. I mean, I know they've got to win it, but they've got to stop the onslaught too.
Well, nullifying D'Angelo opened the door for Kim Drew at a monster quarter, especially out of the middle.
Yep, they've got so many players in that middle, and they're missing quite a few as well, Leongatha. You sometimes just don't know who you need to go to. Maybe the tag gets released and you start to play a bit more attacking type of football, where you just play it at all costs and get, obviously, Leongatha into the great game a little bit more. But it's a dangerous one that Traralgon do. If they make too many changes, it might upset a few of them. So interesting to see what they do here after the halftime chat that Coach Troy Hamilton would have said to them.
They don't need to leave their run too late either, because Traralgon have the better quarterly finish than Leongatha, but Leongatha's third quarter is the best in the competition with 36 points. So, I mean, this is one thing they've got to stop the onslaught, and the way to do it is to mix things up a little bit as well. So,
we talk about subplots. This is a game within a game right now. They need to win this 30 minutes of football. If they win this 30 minutes of football, they'll go into the three-quarter huddle believing they can win, and believing you can win takes you a long way to getting the desired result. But if this margin breaks out to 5 goals plus, she's hard work.
Absolutely. Looks like McMahon's going to go into the middle of the ground too for the Maroons. D'Angelo's going to stay as well, where Trotto's going to go straight to him too. So...
Just on the bench for Leongatha, Talon Brill goes there, Little John goes there, and Van der Plyte goes there, now goes into the rooms, so maybe consider Big Benny Willis. So they're 4 starters for this Leongatha side. They do not mind throwing things around, and Jake Van der Plyte actually has just gone underneath into the room. So maybe a concern to watch as the third quarter for Maccas is underway, and D'Angelo gets the first one. He handballs to no one though. And now McMahon gets wrapped up. So it looks like McMahon's gone into the middle boxer.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying before too, Scud. So they've thrown the magnets around a little bit, the Maroon side.
Trotto is still on D'Angelo as we speak. Brown took on the tackler and then couldn't get the handball away with no opportunity. And that tackler was Jacob Lammers. A third stoppage inside this 30 seconds. Willardon handballs over the shoulder. McMahon's there, tracks it. Quickly gets ball to boot. Goes towards half forward. Leading the chase out on this one is Nash. But coming in to help there was Darcy Hume. He handles over the shoulder, goes backwards. Now he's in a bit of trouble because Willerton swooped on it, gave it a low press. Quick kick, it's a barrel towards 50. It's going to skid on, and it's going to just take a right angle bend and a turn at the last moment and go through for a minor score at the 1 minute mark.
At the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 23-point lead to Leongatha, 7-2-44 to 3-3-21.
Sovereign went short to a teammate on the outer side. And that teammate is Donahue. He looks up and he kicks his left foot towards the wing. Big fly from Harry. Can't complete the mark. Jacobson back there. Wins at handball. Goes forward by hands. Gives it up though. Borshman for the Parrots. A quick one over the top to Argento. Kick to half forward. Can't complete the mark there. The forward Garnham. Membry did well. Ganane was even better. Up to the task. Inboard handball. Argento ran onto it and kicked it to an open forward line. It's a foot race. McMahon's got the wheels. It sits nicely for him. And he's able to handball to a teammate that helped him out in D'Angelo. Back to McMahon. The kick has to find the target. It does. And it hits Scolters.
Scolters' left half-back flank goes towards Big Jacobson, one of their better players today, the big ruckman. And now he goes through, threads one through, looking for Ambler. Kick wasn't as good as it could have been, but still gains 30, 40 metres as Maroons threaten their forward 50 again. Holding the ball, or holding the man was the call. Lucky call, I thought. Top of the square it goes. McKenna, no, can't take the mark. Round level, nicely done. Geez, I thought Hamilton found a way through. He couldn't, though. Umpire, will he call this one? He will. Just 10 metres from Traralgon's goals.
And that's where I find the difference between the swoopers of Traralgon and the swoopers of Leongatha. They would have been pounced on that, the Leongatha side, where the Traralgon side were left standing flat-footed.
Tap over the back from McMahon, and not going anywhere on that occasion was Kim Drew. Chance Daltrey was the one who wrapped him up. Another stoppage, same spot. McMahon again taps it down. Working hard at ground level was Little John. McMahon did... it was McKenna did well again. Top of the square, they can't pick it up.
There we go.
Jackson McMahon will snap over the shoulders. At McMahon, I don't think it is. It might be Tripodi in the end, it is. And Lucas Tripodi gets the goal. That is a Zambrero goal, at A contender as well. Just what they needed. 3 minutes in, and Traralgon get the first.
Absolutely, Scud, too. And they had to work hard at ground level because they were getting beaten there too by Leongatha. So just to swoop on it then, just to win that stoppage, get that confidence back now that they do need, because they're quite capable of it. It's just that Leongatha have been better at it than them this afternoon.
Margin back to 17 points in Leongatha's favour. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has Leongatha 7-2-44, which is a half-time score. Traralgon now 4-3-27, 3 minutes played, third quarter.
Centre break absolutely crucial. Jacobson against his opponent in Stewart. Jacobson gets the tap. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Leongatha go forward through Forrester. Half forward flank, races on 2v2. And one of the two wins out. That's Halliburton on that left leg. Just chips in ball. Can he find a teammate? He can't. He went searching for Brown. Brown couldn't grab the ball, but he could grab Lemurs, who eventually had the agate in his hand. It'll be a ball up. Left half forward flank. Grandstand size. Stewart over the top. Gains 5-10 metres, goes in the direction of Kim Drew. He can't keep the ball in. Or can he? He can. But there's 5 or 6 players around that ball. Trotto dispossessed. Unfortunately, he did the hard work. Couldn't find a way through, and now Willerton gets a free kick. Just short of right half forward flank. He has to go long because there's no real short option. He went looking for Hamilton. Hamilton, beaten the ball, but applied some good pressure. Drew gets taken high, but it was blindside from the umpire. And Laprise was lucky to get away with that one, but he held the ball in well. So McMahon not happy with Drew, and Drew not happy with McMahon. What's new? That's life. Ball goes forward. Dunbar overread it, or over... In fact, Thomas McMahon it was that went over the top of the ball. And the umpire will again take control. Left half forward flank, Leongatha into attack. I'll give that one to Jacobson because it went Traralgon's way. Trotto tried to get rid of his man or opponent and did so. Kicked inside forward 50. Danger zone. Out the back. Read beautifully. Garnham around the corner. Garnham with a contender for a Zambrero goal of the day. And that lead is back in Leongatha's favour after he's managed to get his third goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, another great finish. We spoke about Garnham, how dangerous he is when the ball hits ground level. He's just the perfect example where how Leongatha have the edge on the Maroons at the moment. They managed to get it done when the ball hits the ground inside their forward 50. So this is where they've got to tidy things up, the Maroons. When the ball hits the deck inside 50, they've got to get it in there first. But Leongatha, they are so dangerous when that happens.
And the 23-point margin is Leongatha's at the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, the Parrots 8-250, Traralgon 4-3-27.
Need to get some consistency, do the Maroons in this third quarter. Got to get a wriggle on, and D'Angelo could be that man. He spun around in a 360, got his handball away. Quick kick there was from Will Brent. He's changed his boots at half-time. Inside 50 it went. No one could complete the mark. Darcy Hume sat on it. The umpire said, my ball, as Connor Ambler wrapped him up. And it was easy to see Will Brent in the bright pink boots. He's now gone with the traditional white boots. And can they get something here? Borshman tried to crash through the pack. McMahon under pressure, holding the footy. Free kick's going Leongatha's way. And that's going to go in the way of Tim Sovereign. So Sovereign has it in his defensive back pocket. He's got the numbers favouring him on the switch, and he'll go that direction. Brown will be the target. Kyle, he can handball or kick. Decides to kick, and it's going to land in the hands of Brill, although he dropped the mark. Tripodi swooped on it. Got a handball away. Picked off by Nash, though. Right foot kick around the body. All Traralgon, and Gabe Wood sits and waits and couldn't complete the mark. Picked off by Maxie Donoghue, and from 48 metres out, does the team thing over the top to Jackson Harry. And Harry took the mark, pointing to the top of the square, and will go back from 15 metres out. Good composure from the youngster in Max Donoghue. He could have blazed and had a shot. The team thing was to find Harry.
Yeah, perfect example of slingshot footy. Leongatha display it perfectly. And again, they executed that just as good.
So Jackson Harry, slide angle. Margin sits currently at 23. This will be a game high if it goes through for 6. Harry's got one this afternoon. And from 15 metres out, you expect he doesn't miss. But guess what? He does.
I was just going to take you through a tactic that I like doing and a reason to stop a certain goal. And that was actually pretend the ball's touched, scruffle the bloke, cause a fight, give 50-metre penalty away. It's going to be a certain goal anyway, and hope the opposition retaliate and the kick reverse, right?
Yeah, you don't do that.
I'm glad I didn't do any of that. Ball brought back into play. Traralgon come grandstand side. Jacobson front of the pack. Punch forward. Leongatha let one slip. Can they let another one go? They don't want to because this game's still very much alive. 23 points the margin. Harry threads a handball through. Can't find a teammate, or can he? On the end of it, it's going to be Argento. Argento around the corner. Finds it's Donoghue. Donoghue goes forward. And now Traralgon are equal to the task as Scolters gives the ball back, and they'll clear the area here. It's going to be a risky kick looking for Hamilton, though. Hamilton keeps his feet importantly. Got a free kick too high. Geez, ever so generous. And he finds the big man in Vanderwarden. Right half-back flank. Traralgon, 4 goals, 3. Leongatha, 8 goals, 3. 8.5 minutes gone. Third quarter. Back of the pack, Kennedy causes a contest. Does it nicely. At ground level, Leongatha have got the numbers, and on the end of those numbers is our man Sovereign, who threatens forward 50 again. Harry fights hard. Scolters coming through with Willerton. He stole it. Jacobson also comes through. Handball's out, and Scolters keeps the ball in, as does Willerton. Wow. They're saying that Leongatha brought that ball in, and the free kick will go Traralgon's way. It'll go against Ganane.
Goes to Scolters. Handballs laterally. And it goes towards Marsh, who kicks down the wing, and a big fly. Bent Valzen got high and decided to spoil. He could have taken a mark of the day contender. In the end, the defender does what good defenders do with a big golden fist. 9.5 minutes into the third quarter for Macca's. New feisty McSpicy range at Macca's now. Things got a little feisty. Sits at 24 points. Jacobson groundwork. Put a couple of don't argues on. Handled out towards Brown. Coming the other direction, Trotto. He gets a handle to Forrester, the run. And Daltrey says, I'll tackle you and I'll also save your life because the fence was there as well.
He did a good job there. Good
yep,
to see.
Absolutely. So boundary throw in. Really important part of the game for this Maroon side. Big moment for the Moore Bowling Club. The 6th tap is called the Bilson's Twister. You're going to try it out. And they must get a wriggle on this Maroon side if they are a chance to win this game. But Kim Drew had a fresh airy. Halliburton just kicked around and hoped. Here's Vanderplyte. Good to see. No, it's not. It's Lammers in the end. We haven't seen Vanderplyte in this quarter. He has gone to the rooms. And Leongatha might be one short. That's all they need. They don't need another injury.
There was just 3 handballs for the second quarter for him too.
Yep.
He might have had a bit of time off.
So Brown from the stoppage. Burst away from it. Gives a handball to Wood. Wood's over the shoulder handball. Missed Reuters. There was Donahue, squeezed it back to Argento. Little quick kick over the top. Drew's on his own. He's got to sit and wait. And no Traralgon defender could get there. Scolters tried. He had his own player to deal with, and he had Drew coming back and couldn't get there. And Kim Drew directly in front will have this shot.
See, I saw Kim Drew come off the ground before for a rotation. He's a big brute of a man too. So to have that through your midfield too, it's a very good luxury for Leongatha. So we knew how powerful he was in that second quarter, and he started this third quarter just as good.
So directly in front, it's been a goal apiece to open up this third quarter for Maccas. Kim Drew, 11-minute mark, and puts it on its way. The leg's fine, the accuracy not there. And that is a minor score. The spicy McChicken nuggets are also back at Macca's. Things got feisty.
25-point lead to Leongatha, 8-4-52 to Traralgon 4-3-27. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 11-minute mark, third quarter.
Cooper Brown brings the ball in, plays on and goes all of 55 metres towards the outer side of the ground. Traralgon have got some runners and they've got some room. Can they do some damage? That's the question. Tripodi over the top, comes from McMahon, inside forward 50. McKenna provided the target. They're beaten to the ball by the boundary. It's a nice piece of play, but
what was that entry?
Yeah, pretty poor in the end.
And this is what the thing is too, Scudder. It's just the way that both sides are using the ball. That's why Leongatha are in front as much as they are.
We haven't seen much of that run and carry from Traralgon, which is their game plan.
Absolutely it is.
Conditions not perfect for them, but they've got their opportunities, and that was a perfect example of one. As the ball thrown back in, McMahon holds the ball up. The change that Nick Lucchino suggested is paying some dividends. He's certainly having an impact. Left half forward flank, Vanna Warden, forward hard. I reckon Willis got the tap. Grand level, 50-50 play. Spills out. Who's going to be the first player there? It's going to be Willerton. Quick kick forward, inside forward 50. Being led to the ball though. McKenna is being led by Brown. Spills out. Here's a go at goal. Brandt around the body. Hit the post. Wow. That could have been a team lifter.
Yep.
In fact, it was just a minor score, Paul Carter.
Taking Traralgon to 4-4-28, 24 points in arrears of Leongatha, 8-4-52.
Forrester drives it up the middle of the ground, and there Forrester and Brill. Brill runs onto it. Forward handball, couldn't get there. What a great tackle by McMahon. They were away. I'm going to say that's a goal-saving tackle by Tom McMahon to win the footy back. Gives a handball off to Membry, goes to half forward. Target out there is Tripodi. He stays at grounds. We know he's got some wheels. This time he couldn't pick it up cleanly, and Ambler will see it go over for a boundary throw-in.
It was definitely a goal-saving tackle, Scud, because Ty Hall, if Brill gets that handball on, he was forward of him 10 metres ahead. He was going to be running into an open goal.
Ball thrown back in, inside forward 50. Jameson gets the tap. It wasn't having an impact. Well, gee, Brown was taken. The umpire thought about a free kick then, as in fact it was Chance Daltrey that was taken to the ground. Pretty aggressively, but the umpire deemed fairly. Fair enough. Willis called that one even. He got the quick kick forward, all of 5 metres, but every metre counts in conditions like this as Ambler taps it, hoping to get some sort of advantage. McMahon was the player he went searching for. It's in right in front of the deck here at Traralgon. If you've been to the Terry Hunter Oval, you'll know what I'm talking about. The outdoor area of their club rooms. Plenty of supporters there, supporting the Maroons. Willerton puts a head over the ball. He in turn's taken by Drew. And again, the umpire will assume control. 14 minutes gone, third quarter. Traralgon 4-4, Leongatha 8-4, right half forward flank.
Yeah, you're listening to Gippsland live on TRFM. Well, thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland with the clearance there with the Parrots. Got to the wing area. McMahon just kicked it straight to Drew. He tried the shoulder up again. He didn't get the free kick. And I like it. Yep, the umpire's saying you can't lift your shoulder and try and cause the high contact. It was a good tackle. And we have a ball up again. Willis with strength. Pushed him out of... Is that ruck work?
I thought it was just nice ruck work, to be honest.
Yep. And these are the ones you don't get. How many free kicks we had this quarter, Paul?
5 to Traralgon, 1 to Leongatha.
Yeah, Jacobson sort of tried to work around Willis, and Willis held his ground.
That's body work. That's what ruckmen are taught, I reckon, every day of the week. Not that I'm a ruckman. But anyway, Max Jacobson puts it in the front there of McKenna. He couldn't complete the mark. And this has to work hard as his defender in Bent Velzen. And he'll roll back, and now the ruck duties will lie in the hands of McKenna and Willis. Willis with strength on this occasion. Doesn't push him out the way and wins it. Kim Drew with a clearance again. Drives it to half to the wing area. Gets over the top. Marsh has been okay this afternoon. He taps it close to the boundary line in front of Garnham and Harry. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Boxer for Carpet Country.
Just a quick AFL update. The Doggies 11-11-77. They lead the Kangaroos 7-4-46 deep into the last quarter down there at Marvel.
All right, we're 15 minutes into the third quarter here at Terry Hunter Oval, and Leongatha into attack and leading by 4 straight kicks, 8-4 to 4-4, as Jacobson and Willis do the honours, and it was Jacobson that got the tap, and now another free kick goes the way of Traralgon, dropping the ball.
He tried the don't argue and then lost the footy.
Yeah.
Is that a tackle? Or
I wouldn't have thought so, but it's not the only strange one we've seen today. Overall, they've been good, though, the umpires, I think.
Yep.
As Traralgon play on through Cade Marsh, risky kick, Scolders over the opposite side of the ground, and that left leg goes long, clears the area, and the kick didn't find its target. Will it stay in, though? It will stay in. Can't believe it. William Brent kept the ball in. End of the day, though, it spills over the boundary line. I thought they had an opportunity to break through into their forward 50, but couldn't find their way through.
The other AFL game this afternoon too, it's the Dockers still in front, 15-6-96. They lead the Swans 11-11-77.
Maybe the loss the Swans have to have after only losing one to the champion side Richmond earlier in the year. 3 times premiers over the last decade.
Couldn't help myself, could you?
Nah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't. It's like I was the Exorcist. I couldn't control it.
17 minutes gone in the third quarter here with this 1v2 clash. Traralgon still trailed by 24 points. McMahon with the double tap back towards Willardon. Tried to twist around a tackle and took on the tackler. Free kick will be paid. The advantage through Kim Drew again. Goes to Harry at his toes. And we've got another boundary throw in out of side.
Would you like me to perform an exorcism on you? I'm happy to do that, Pop.
That's what I thought you were doing last night.
Well,
the lady from the wedgies table.
Leongatha down to 3 on the bench at the moment. Van der Plyt doesn't look like he'll take much further part in this particular game. As they go forward, do the Parrots inside 50 it goes. Scolters has been good this afternoon with his head over the footy. You know what you're going to get from Joel, and he's been given some big tasks over the last few weeks with a couple of injuries and players missing. And that little quick kick lands in the hand of Reuters. The outlet kick towards Daltrey. He's got no one ahead of him. He's going to have to slow this down, but he's going to put it in front now of Tripodi, who's worked hard. The chest mark he takes. Looks up. Lopez presents for him. Puts it out in front of him. He's going to have to go down and get it in front of Bent Velzen. Lopez, it's a one-on-one. Bent Velzen put it towards the boundary line off his knee. And we'll get a boundary throw in. The Maroons gain meterage. It's not the direct football they want, though. They trail by 24 points, 18-minute mark of the third quarter. Willis in the front spot. Taps it over the back somehow. Kim Drew again with another possession and clearance. Goes towards Garner at half forward. One bite. Good little twist and turn. Max Donoghue at pace. Chips it over the top. He's gone to Harry again. This will sit up for him, does it? It bounces. He had a fresh airy. And now he's still in the field of play and he still missed it. No. He got a toe to it. It was a little toe in the end. He had a fresh airy. He hit the post. The ball stayed in. It bounced backwards. He thought he had another fresh airy. But he got a little pinky to it. And it went through for a goal in the end, after all that.
A little pinky.
He did. Little pink toe.
It's a 30-point lead to Leongatha, match high at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. And the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees the Parrots at 9-4, 58. Traralgon 4-4, 28.
Don't you hate it when you stub your little toe on the pole?
Well, it was the goal was kicked by the little piggy that went to market.
That's right. Boxer, anything?
Oh, I got nothing for that. Oh, can you, don't even summate around.
Mate. Oh, Sleepy Joe. Here we go. Ball back in the centre of Terry Hunter Oval. And guess what? Here we go again. They go forward. Brill. Oh, a big fly, but out the back. They've got the numbers as well. Free kick paid just as our man Max Donoghue was going to run into an open goal. And that's good fortune for the Maroons, who now need to clear the area. Nice leg. Scolters finds Ambler. Defensive 50, goes laterally out of side of the ground, left half back flank. They've got some room to move, but they need to be crisp with their possessions. And on the end of it, it's Hugh Dunbar. Over the top there goes. Can he find his teammate in Brown? I can find Brown, but he's beaten by the boundary. And nice work it was too by Darcy Hume from Leongatha. Leongatha 9-4, sorry, my old mate Nick Lucchino. Traralgon 4-4, 28.
More 5-point trail by 5 points now against Maui. 9-6-60 Maui to 8-7-55.
from the stoppage. A quick kick, clearing kick towards the boundary line from Leongatha. That one came from Trotto. And now it is in Leongatha's attacking half, but it's still 60 metres around from goal. 30 point is the margin. And Leongatha are pressing. Willis taps it over the back. Brill will run onto this one. Has one tap, has two. Then he taps it forward straight in the hands of McMahon, and he's been pinged for a throw, I think you'll find. And Scolters will get on the end of this one.
Geez, they're getting smashed at the stoppages, Traralgon, at the moment too. When Brill and those players are on the move and Traralgon are getting caught flat-footed, they've just got to be more adapt to it.
Ooh, Scolters to Membry and then Membry inboard to McMahon. And McMahon had to get down low to take the chest mark. He's going to go inboard again. He's got Membry, who got to the top of the 50. He's got one on the wing, and he's got a little bit of space. Does he find him by foot? Oh, he does. And Dunbar took the mark with Hume closing quickly. And Dunbar wants to move it quickly. He goes to true centre half forward. On the lead was Jacko McMahon. He's a left footer, so he turns and goes, although he got called to play on. And then it skidded inside forward 50. Hamilton got one over the shoulder and will win the free kick for Traralgon.
Needs to goal.
He wanted to pass it off, though.
He did too. Goal it. Just goal it.
Have you ever seen a ball bounce over Willis's head like that? It just absolutely clean bowled him.
On a day like today. And now he will pass it off, and he goes. And he finds Chance Daltrey. He took the chance and found him. Now directly in front. Only a little bit better off than Hamilton was. Daltrey directly in front. 22-minute mark. Must goal. This is an absolute must. As Daltrey comes in. Will kick from 45 metres in the end. Right foot on its way, and he has just snuck it home in time on of the third quarter for McDonald's. That's the goal the Maroons needed. Can it be a spark? Can they get another one in the red time?
It was probably one of their best setups through the defensive 50 too. It was set up by Mitch Membry, who's had a pretty good afternoon. He's obviously had a tough battle with Garnham, but his run forward was the key catalyst in why Traralgon scored. So maybe if they can continue to do this and get a couple of goals here back in the red time, there might be a sniff.
Well, it's a half-time margin, 24 points, so they're broken even. That's all this quarter. 5-4-34 Traralgon to Leongatha 9-4-58.
So the margin hasn't changed, but you feel like Leongatha has still got control. D'Angelo taken out of the contest by Trotter again. Another free kick goes the way of the Maroons. An even contest today. They've both done well in their own way as McMahon goes forward. That's Thomas towards the half-forward flank. They need to grab possession here to the Maroons. They're in their area. They keep the ball in that area. And the umpire will take the opportunity to bounce 49 metres from Traralgon's goals. Kicking to the Loyang end of the ground. 23 minutes gone. As you heard, the margin 24 points. The ball thrown back up. Hot contest. Slippery ball. Hard to get clear possession. Hamilton tries his best, but he's been taken by Willis, and Willis has had a bigger lunch than Hamilton, so he just grabs him. He's going nowhere. Thrown up again. Jacobson, thump forward. Can he find some room there? LaPre's at ground level. Now cleared away nicely it was by Ben Feltson. Towards the outer side. Nicely taken it was by Hugh Dunbar.
Plays on quickly. Left foot kick. Goes around the body, but he kicks it out of bounds on the full. And Leongatha will have the free kick out there in the way of Forrester. Closing in on three-quarter time is third quarter, all thanks to McDonald's, the new Feisty McSpicy range. His kick goes down the wing. Big fly from Garnham. Didn't impede on anyone. Got out the back. Tried to kick it forward there was Borshman. And now through numbers, Trotto gave it across to Harry, who quick handball to Brill. Open forward line. Leongatha got three inside forward 50. Not a Traralgon defender anywhere. Garnham can slow down. He can pick it up. He can handball across. They raffle it. And do they get it in the end? It's only just. Is it Callaghan got the goal?
That was hard work.
But Membry closed quickly. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. They had three of them. And in the end, they did raffle it. They gave it to all three of them and put it through.
Yeah, I think Garnham just didn't realise how easy he was going to get the ball to bounce up to him. And he's normally very good at ground level. It's just that the ball didn't want to play the game with him. So they did have enough time there to score again. They got done on that rebound kick again. So just these things that Traralgon have to tidy up now. They're putting them to the sword now, Leongatha, because of it.
Back to a 30-point margin at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees Leongatha ahead 10-4-64 to Traralgon 5-4-34.
So back in the centre of Terry Hunter Oval, Ambler gets a touch, can't find a teammate clearly, falls in the arms of Reuters, and around the body Traralgon go. Cutting it off, or attempting to, is Forrester. Has another go at it. Willerton under his guard, grabs the ball, but he's held in the area. So at right half forward flank, Traralgon trailing by 5 goals. It's danger zone now, because the margin is increased, and that's what the Maroons wouldn't have wanted. As Brown comes off the bench, but he's beaten to the ball by Ty Hall. A check side, right foot, around half forward flank. Nicely done. Kennedy provides a contest for Willis, and the ball will go over the boundary line. Little John was in there also. And a boundary throw in. Left half forward flank. Dying moments of this third quarter. Leongatha, top of the table, will keep that and provide space between them and Traralgon, it seems. Stranger things have happened in this competition over the last few months, though. I think we'll all agree with that. As Leongatha go inside their forward 50, 30 metres from their goals.
So Bruce has come off the ground there too. He might be carrying an injury because he was really frustrated when he came off the ground.
Vanna Warden taps it back. At ground level there was Trotto, gave it back to Hall. He squeezed a handball to Lammers and then left it behind, and McMahon was happy to see it go over. 26 and 3/4 minutes gone in this quarter. If you're just joining us, Jake Vanderplyte doesn't seem to be continuing the game here this afternoon. And another injury concern for the Parrots. They've got numerous players out at the moment as they enter round 12. They'll look to get some consistency back in that team in the closing rounds. If they go on and win today's game, they remain on top spot. At the moment, they lead by 30, so they are in control against the second-place Traralgon side. Quick kick from Kim Drew. He's been awesome this afternoon. Top of the square it goes. Waiting was Kennedy. Dropped the mark. Skolters has to come and help. And they were wrapped up in a tackle as well. For Gippsland Isuzu Ute, Kim Drew's having a day.
That is 11 clearances.
Yep, not a bad afternoon. And he goes again. Gets the handball out and he gets it towards Hall. Hall's tried to squeeze it back to Stewart. Goes in a really tough spot for the Traralgon defenders. Scoots out the back, and Membry was happy to see it go over for another minor score. So the margin gets out to 31 now as Chance Daltrey takes a little time to get up.
Yep. The runner coming off the bench as Mitch Membry's going to bring this ball back into play. Again, all 36 players in one half of the ground, and that's Leongatha's attacking half. Ball thrown out. Hamilton just shifted the left shoulder and let it scoot over his head and gain another 15 or 20 metres before it hit the boundary line. Right half-back flank. Chance Daltrey's been attended to and going to do a rotation was the advice from the runner. So we might see him come off the ground in just a moment. Right half-back flank. Vanna Warden got the ball down at ground level. Daltrey is still fighting hard, as is Tripodi. Tripodi gets around 1, 2. He's not sure where to go.
Ran too far.
Well, yeah. Ran all 10 or 15 metres. There's no chance of catching him, unfortunately, for Leongatha, but they got the free kick as they go inboard. And Kim Drew, ever so easily, finds Sammy Forrester, who's capable. He's going to try to find a better target, though, and he reckon he's found one here. 1, 2 taps, no. The 3-time goal kicker, Jensen Garnham, couldn't swing the ball in, and clearing the area is Thomas McMahon, goes towards the outer side, but only momentarily, and this is starting to become a bit of a danger zone because the work by Harry to Hume was very good.
From the inside. What the inside 50s are this quarter, Paul?
At 13 to Leongatha, 6 to Traralgon, box. And the clearances are 16-8 Leongatha's way.
So Harry with a shot on goal. Just doing some numbers in your head, are you, Boxer? Thinking out loud.
He thought he was talking, thinking to himself. But
29-minute mark. Jackson Harry with a shot on goal. On its way. Not going to make the distance on this occasion. And Skolters tried to thump it through. Didn't get a good piece on it. Eventually, Membry helped it on its way. And it's a minor score.
32-point margin on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 10-6-66 Leongatha leading Traralgon 5-4-34. Almost 30 minutes played.
I don't think I've had dirtier looks from Nick Lucino in all the time I've been doing this commentary.
There's been a few of them.
Yeah.
And the lights are on too now. It's Hamilton.
Oh! Hamilton says, Harry, take a peek at this.
Yeah.
And it was a nice mark too as the ball got brought back into play. So Joshy Hamilton with a great mark. But we need a couple of more of those around the ground and some great finishing as well. Skolters draws the man and then feeds off a handball. Kennedy's in a spot of bother, and this is the problem They're just, oh geez, I thought that ball was out. The umpire's well positioned to call it though. As Leongatha go forward at three-quarter time. We're either going to see something special or we're going to see what we might have expected pre-game. Leongatha leading at three-quarter time.
Yeah, 10-6-66. The Parrots are leading Traralgon 5-4-34. It was 3 goals to 2 in the quarter for Leongatha. They extend their margin on what it was at half-time. It is Gippsland live on TRFM. The third quarter's done. We've got 1 to go this afternoon on a gloomy Saturday afternoon, wherever you might be across Gippsland and the Valley. We're at the Traralgon Terry Hunter Oval, and as we said, three-quarter time sees Leongatha leading. It is all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 11. Kicking us off at number 1 is the young fella, Marlon Neocleus from Traralgon. A beautiful effort here, roving the pack, and then going outside of the boot to bend it home for a fantastic goal. Number 2, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here. Gets the handball, then goes drop punt against the boundary line and kicks a lovely goal. Number 3, Thomas Kroll here from Warragul. Watch the fancy footwork. Ball comes in, he just gives a little toe poke out into space, runs onto it, then snaps and kicks a lovely goal. Coming in at number 4, it's William Papley from Druin. Let the little man work. He rows it beautifully, tracks it hard, gets the would-be tackler away, and then kicks a lovely goal. Well done, Paps. And at number 5, it's the little legend again, William Papley from Druin. He just snatches this one in the middle, yoink. Then he takes off, 1 bounce, 2 bounces, lines it up and goes bang! Great goal. Number 4 and 5, Papley starring with a double.
Yeah, it is the final countdown. At the moment, it is all Leongatha, 10-6-66, leading by 32 points over Traralgon, 5-4-34. Goal scorers to date, it is Jensen Garnham with 3 for the leaders, 2 to Jackson Harry, singles to Argento, Benny Willis, Julian Callahan, Jacob Lammers and Jared Stewart, while for Traralgon, all singles, Jacobson, D'Angelo, Daltrey, Tripodi and also Liam Willerton in that there for the goal scorers. It is, of course, Gippsland live on TRFM. All thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland It's live from Terry Hunter Oval this afternoon, right here on TRFM. And here's Paul Carter with all the key stats, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
Leongatha won the inside 50s again, 13-6. They lead that 41-24. The other big discrepancy there was the clearances once again going Leongatha's way, 16-8. They're leading that 41-28. Max Jacobs has had 30 hit-outs up against Ben Willis's 23. Jared Stewart 9, 2 to Jackson Harry, 10 to Jake Van der Warden for Traralgon, and 5 for Dan McKenna. Connor Ambler, 20 disposals, 17 to Jackson McMahon, 14 apiece to Louis D'Angelo and Liam Willerton. For Leongatha, of the ones we're following, Kim Drew, 19 disposals, including 12 clearances and 7 inside 50s. Nick Argento, 12, 13 Talon Brill, 19 Sam Forrester.
There it is, the key stats, thanks to Paul Carter. Here's Nick Lachena. He's here for Carpet Country, but he's doing some around-the-ground scores, which are all thanks to our good friends at Harvey Norman Furniture.
Thanks, Scudman. Druin, 7-7-49. I've taken back the lead against Bairnsdale, 7-5-47. So we've got to rip it down there at Druin. Maul, 8-7-55 to Moe, 10-7-67 with a goal late in that last, in that third quarter. One Thaggy, 4-1-25. Warrigal, 3-4-22. And Sale, 9-10-64 to Mafra, 4-10-34. I'll try and get through some Gippy scores here as well. Thorpedale, 8-11-59. Mooba North, 3-5-23. Newborough, 7-5-47. Stony Creek, 5-6-36. Tarwin, 4-12-36. More East, 11-7-73.
All right, final quarter is underway for Harvey Norman Computers, and we need a big fight back for the Maroons if they are to get in this one. Leongatha, though, they lose that clearance through Ambler. They go to the half-forward line. Can they get a bit of a run on? Working hard there was Brent. Try to keep it in, but Kim Drew again with a little quick kick. Goes to half-forward. It's Halliburton and Hall. Ball pops around. Nice little tap out. Donahue was there. Squeezed it back to Trotto. Gives it to Stewart. Stewart's kick. Looking for Brill. He can gather it in front of Halliburton. Took on the tackler. Gets around him. Right foot kick into the pocket. It goes onto the leading target. And it finds Jackson Harry. And coming back the other direction with a little bit of courage there was Will Littlejohn as well.
I think it's Garnham.
Garnham in the end it is, not Harry. Both wearing the bright white boots this afternoon. And Garnham, who has 3 goals, in front of the deck just about could put one of those extra nails in and just about ram it home, I think. The margin, as we said, is 32 points. And this is a important kick on its way. Off the boots, okay. Harry tried to fly. In the end, it scooted through, and it goes through for a no score.
I reckon a free kick paid for Harry going too early.
Yep. Goes to Scolters.
Scolters on that left leg, goes short. Membry, left back pocket. Looks upboard, couple of runners. One of those is Cooper Brown. That's a long option. Brown goes early. Play on was the call on this occasion. So around about the right half-forward flank. Leongatha desperately trying to keep the ball in the area. Nicely done. Tripodi to Hamilton. Big make backs. Jacobson tries to take on the tackler and paid the ultimate price, which is a free kick. Will go the way of his opposing ruckman, Jared Stewart. He and Benny Willis have done a good job. He feeds it off to Brill. And Brill, inside forward 50 he goes. Geez, had a perfect opportunity. Was the big man in Garnham to take the mark, but the free kick's going to go the way of that particular player anyway. So he's kicked one in the first, he's kicked one in the second, he's kicked one in the third, and he'll need something special for one in the fourth, but he just pops it up to the top of the square and hopes for a winner. Had the chance to Traralgon. They've been under siege for most of the day. That's siege rather than seize, and they try to clear the area again, but only go as far as Brill. Quick kick forward, cut off, I thought, marked it was, by Membry. Deep in defence for the Maroons. Maroons 5-4-34, Leongatha 10-6-66. We played 2.5 minutes of this final quarter here at Terry Hunter Oval.
Dangerous kick, goes in towards centre-half back area. Traralgon, luckily they got some numbers. Scolters gave it over to Brown. Slipping over was Halliburton. Forrester came in, and then Halliburton had to be the tackler.
Speaking of Terry Hunter, just had a quick chat to the great man next door, sitting alongside another great man in Gray Malone, who's down for a Glengarry 83 reunion next week. He's always prepared. He's here a week early.
Brill gave it back to Forrester. Goes inside 50 to Ganane on the chest on the slide and takes the mark. Outside 50, just 51 metres out. He'd be too far out to score, you'd think. And he'll wait for his leading options, although he's going back and saying, I'm just going to put it there. I think that's where he pointed, top of the square. You watch. This
Here
is
he
going,
goes, set play.
This is going top of the square. I give you 100% it's going to the top of the square. He pointed, ball up in the air. He's going to fake the shot and will kick it to the top of the square. No, he thumps it as far as he can and tries to put it through and just missed.
Good kick.
A fair kick is taking the late
Minor
in the game.
score. Paul Carter.
33-point lead to Leongatha on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. They are 10-7-67, leading Traralgon 5-4-34.
I've never heard a commentator more confident of what was going to happen in all my life. As Leongatha go forward again, offline again, and out of play on the full. So a free kick will go Traralgon's way. Jacob Lemurs just off target as they bring the ball back into play to the home side.
I was confident.
You very confident. Had me convinced. In the end, you had him convinced as well. As Traralgon go forward, they just need to surge forward here. They want to do what Leongatha have done a couple of options, but they on a couple of occasions, but they haven't got the runners. Nicely done. Willerton holds in the tack. The ball carrier, Sam Forrester, was that person for Leongatha.
Yeah, it's a good call then, Pop, too, because the ball was pushing forward, but normally we would see Leongatha on the end of it. Traralgon just don't have those type of players at the minute.
Stewart tapped it down. Out the outer side was Drew. Quickly wrapped up, lost the footy. Stewart somehow tried to get a handball out to Little John on the outer side. Little quick kick was from Nash, looking for and finding the boundary, but it's out of bounds on the full. So it's going to come back in. Get a little bit dark. The lights are on here at Terry Hunter Oval. Ambler receives the kick and pushes back. Kicks it high towards the pocket. The target, well, two Leongatha players flew. In the end, Willerton with a little check side kick skids across the face of goal. And it's going to go through for a minor score. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, that is.
32-point lead to Leongatha, 10-7-67. Traralgon now 5-5-35.
So the ball to be brought back into play. Leongatha from the scoreboard end will bring it in short. And they've got a number of options, and they're in no rush. They've got this game at their mercy at the moment as Brown goes towards the outer side. Ball spills to the front of the pack, but out the back they've got the numbers as they have for most of the day, possibly Nash, as they go forward now through Lemurs, who's been good. And at half-forward flank, the Leongatha side start to work. Little John gets involved before Traralgon cause enough pressure for the possibility of a turnover from the half-back line, and that's what they get. Ambler, handball, feeds it off, nicely done. Reuters goes short. Good take in the end it was by Dylan Laprise. Not one of his better days, but you'll absolutely guarantee he gives his all, whether he's involved or not, as they go inboard, looking for McKenna. That's Dan, brought the ball to the front of the pack, but hasn't got any teammates there to assist, and it spills over the boundary line.
That's what we haven't seen from Dill too. But back in the day, he was a very good lead up forward too. So we sort of haven't seen that part of his game at all today. It was the first time he was led up and he marked. So maybe just give us that for that next 30 minutes.
Oh, Stewart in the front spot, grabbed it out, tried to give it to Lammers. And we'll have a ball up now, 55 metres out from Traralgon's goal. They trail though, 32 points. Into the final quarter. We'll give that one to Stewart again. And McMahon becomes the tackler on Brill.
Stewart's doing a good job. He must be several centimetres shorter than Jacobson, isn't he?
They've gone with the athletic sort of ruckman. So you're exactly right there, Paul. And now this little groundwork, this is exactly what we talk about, because he won that clearance for the Parrots, kicked it towards half forward. Little John come out to meet it, try to give a quick slick handball. There'll be a free kick over the shoulder going in the way of Jacob Lammers. His brother will be a Leongatha representative in the Gippsland League Interleague side on Wednesday in Xavier.
You've selected the side?
Selected the side, yep. 24 and 2 emergencies, just making sure they all get through today's game as the Parrots go forward again. Garnham handball over the top to Trotto. He gives it further afield by hand to Forrester. Left foot kick, inside forward 50. Couldn't quite get the target. Dunbar was there to put a hand up. Now he becomes the tackler. And the umpire says my ball. 7 3/4 minutes in final quarter. 32 points favour Leongatha.
So in the other big game today, Maui have got Morwell at arm's length, 3 goals up. And here it's a bigger margin than that. It's better than 5 goals. As they go forward, again, they do it nicely. It's Glenane, top of the square this time. Didn't do it last time. He did it right now as Mitch Membry grabs the ball, goes short. Yep, good take. Chance Daltrey turns, wants to go and does that. From defensive 50 towards the half-back flank. Nicely done. Laprise got rid of his man. Plays on quickly. Gathers 50, 60 metres. Going to kick to space. Now we've got a race. All players beaten by the boundary.
That's the difference, isn't it, Boxer?
100%, Scott.
Leongatha's spread when they run and carry. They've got options at half forward, and Traralgon just haven't today.
They haven't had them at all. That's why I was saying with Dill, if you could just actually give him that little option at half forward, get that space he needs, just to give him something to look down at when the ball comes into the defensive 50.
So around about right half forward flank. Traralgon have been beaten in most areas of the game today. Maybe Jacobson in the ruck has been a shining light. But across the board, Leongatha have just had the more winners. A couple of break-evens there. But they're probably winning positions in 10 or 12 spots at the moment. As again, it's a 50-50 contest out of side of the ground. Again, Leongatha win out. Can they clear the area? That's the question. They're finding it hard to do so. It hasn't been easy for either side. As coming in was Drew, feeds it off and gathers 10, 15 metres. Very workmanlike of the visiting side today, and they just find a way time and time again. And they do the same now. They do it through Argento, over the top to Little John. Inside forward, 50, nicely taken by Garnham. He's kicked free, he wants to turn and go, does he? No, he's in no rush, but he's going to back himself in for goal number 4.
He's a big chance for me, huh?
Do you want me to tell you what will happen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go on.
He'll have a shot. No, mate, make no mistake.
Oh,
This is going through.
I was waiting for something a little bit different than that.
No step play here.
He'll kick it to the top of the square. I think we've worked that out. So Garnham, who has got every chance of taking over the league's leading goal kicker. The kick went short. Brill round the corner, fell in the arms of Hall. Well, it wasn't the best football you've ever seen, but it'll end up with a desired result, and that's another goal to Leongatha.
I don't think Garnham expected the umpire to call play on that quick because obviously the player had to stand. So when Garnham tried to arc around, the Traralgon player was quick enough to get to the smother in.
You can take this one, Scud.
All right, you've just declared it home already. Ty Hall's about 25 metres out. He's got to put this through, and he is directly in front, and he does put it through. Ty Hall gets another one for the Parrots, and the margin just getting away now, and 38 points, game high.
Definitely is, Scud, and again, just those goals that now the Traralgon are starting to leak through. They probably want to try and put a hold on this too, because obviously percentage is going to play a little bit of a factor maybe, but obviously Leongatha's percentage might be probably huge. But anyway, someone can find that out for me later on. But
you
anyway,
had that on your sheet that Paul gave you earlier today.
38-point lead for Leongatha at the 11-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Leongatha 11-7-73 to Traralgon 5-5-35.
Yeah, they've got 56% on them, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. Doing it right, aren't they?
Yeah.
Free kick, centre of the oval. Go Chance Daltry's way. He's having a go in the centre. Plays on towards the right half-forward flank, tumbling punt. Willis dropped what he can sometimes take. It was a tough one to take, though. Ambler went to get a handball over the top, couldn't find his way over the top, and now the Leongatha numbers went out, but only momentarily, because a kick off the ground will keep Traralgon in the contest. Free kick page going to go Traralgon's way. So this one will go inside forward 50. 5-5 Traralgon, Leongatha 11-7. The premiership points will be theirs, unless something out of the absolute ordinary happens. As Thomas McMahon kicks to the top of the square, Jacobson got hands to it, and then had another go. Quick kick round the corner! Could be a Zambrara goal of the day. I'm pretty happy with that one because William Brent has got one out of nothing. That's a contender to be considered.
He was threatening today too, young Brent, because he missed an absolute ripping goal potentially in that third quarter too when it hit the post. So he's rewarded with that good goal then too, and one that Traralgon definitely needed. Just to give him a little bit more life in this game, because obviously it's gone, but if they can just claw a few more goals back, it'll be a win for them this quarter.
32-point margin in Leongatha's favour now. 12-minute mark final quarter. Harvey Norman computers scoreboard. Leongatha 11-7-73. Traralgon 6-5-41.
So Vanna Warden doing the ruck duties against Willis. And Willis will tap it back to Drew. Again, another clearance. Kick towards half forward. Harry on a strong lead. Hit his toes. Callaghan was there. Stood up in the tackle. Gives a handball to Harry. Back to Hall. Hall's little check kick. Not going to find the target of Ganane. Sculters is there for the Maroons. Gives it to D'Angelo, who is wrapped up instantly by Ty Hall. And we'll have a ball up 40 metres out now from the Parrots' goal. They've responded pretty well after Traralgon have got goals all afternoon. Can they do it again? Not here. The advantage was paid. There's a free kick to Traralgon and then advantage paid. Scolters gave a handball back to Hamilton. Back to Chance Daltrey. Gets around the tackler in Callahan. His left foot kick will get over the top of Kennedy. Sovereign goes to ground. Kennedy also goes to ground. He shuffles it out. Forrester says, I'll shepherd it and I'll tunnel ball it back under the legs to Kim Drew. And Traralgon jump on top of him for another stoppage. Right in front of the Leongatha coaching staff. Both sides have got plenty of players to come back in. This certainly won't be the sides we see when it comes finals time, when these two sides will meet again. As Vanderwarden got it back to Halliburton. Little chip kick, doesn't gain a great deal of distance. 15 at max. Boundary throw in right in front of us. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM this afternoon. Thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. The margin for Leongatha is 32 points.
All right, Vanderwarden gets the tap down in a contest with Big Willis. Brill came through to try to clear the area. Quick kick forward will give the opportunity to Argento. He was taken. And now at ground level, McMahon will send one forward all of maybe 8 metres, but every metre counts as Traralgon try to win this particular quarter. At the moment, it's been 1 goal, 1 apiece, but Leongatha, they haven't got the pressure that Traralgon have as the ball goes forward, 15, 20 metres behind play. Oh, Hamilton's not happy with the way or the attention he got and runs into a couple as well. Probably need to be doing that in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game rather than when the game's gone. Save it for another day. Vanderwarden gets a tap. Daltrey holds it in. For a moment there, I thought Kim Drew might steal it. The umpire, though, will ball this one up. Just short of right half forward flank. The guts has gone out of this game, but we sort of hoped for more, but got what really 3 of the 4 thought we might get. The mark was taken by Darcy Hume. Just forward of half forward flank, grandstand side. Leongatha will send themselves into attack again.
Well, the Parrots have already lost 1, and now looks like Mitch Bent-Velson's day is also done as well. He's heading off to the change rooms as they go inside forward 50 again. Lammers was there and couldn't get it out. So if these are injuries...
He's definitely gone down to the rooms, Scud, and Vanderplight's changed, and in his civvies in these days done, obviously, as well.
Well, injuries just continue to mount for this Leongatha side, but they're going to get the win today, and that is important. They do still sit on top of the ladder, but they must be concerned with some of these injuries. When are they going to get some of their star players back? Vanderwarden just took Harry out of the ruck in that situation.
So
free kick was paid.
Traralgon are in the same position as well, obviously, with their injuries too, with Hourigan.
Not as many.
What about Jordan Cunico? Is he done? Is he back?
Yeah, hasn't come back for a little while from that hamstring, but not as many as Leongatha. No. Traralgon certainly have maybe 4 or 5. They've obviously lost Connor Little, who's gone overseas, so that hasn't helped. He won't be back, though. Outside of that, there's not too many, whereas you could name probably 10 out of Leongatha's, and they're walk-up starts.
And you could only be hopeful of Ty Hourigan coming back.
That's right.
Hopeful.
There's Drew, another little kick forward. He's been good this afternoon. Harry got slung around the tackle. Good tackle by Vanderwarden. It lands in his haps. Callahan got a handball out to Talon Brill. His forward handball to Hall, who's worked hard all afternoon. Wrapped up in the tackle. 16 3/4 minutes gone. Final quarter. Still rain coming down, ever so slightly. Rob Popplestone.
So inside forward 50, free kick's been paid, clear the area. There's a lot of bodies around the ball. So the umpire will assist, and this time he assists Traralgon. Goes towards Laprise, he's outnumbered 4-1. And guess what? Another one coming to lend a hand. McMahon, quick kick forward, around about half forward it lands. Willis, well, he had it and lost it and then reeled it back in again with that big left paw, and a kick around the body from Forrester. Starts to apply the pressure back on Traralgon. Hamilton, handballed off, and Vanderwarden cleared the area again. So it's a bit of kick to kick at the moment as Forrester sends the Parrots forward. Comes right half forward flank to our man Ty Hall. He kicked one in this quarter. He won't kick one from here. He's 80 metres from home, but he will send it to the danger zone, and that's inside forward 50. Ball needs to be brought to ground.
Harry.
But a good mark. I thought a pack mark. Pay on was a call. Harry feeds it off. Quick kick. Nice finish. Julian Callahan, thank you very much. Good work, Parrots, all over.
Yeah, that's the difference. They've just been a lot cleaner in these conditions this afternoon, the Parrots. And again, they worked it from back. They're a half-back line where they've absolutely dominated. And we spoke about a pre-game where we thought that might have been their biggest letdown with the players and calibre of players they've got out from that part of the ground. And they're just doing it so easy. So They'll be very disappointed, the Maroons, just the way the Maroons have got this done this afternoon.
38-point lead at the 18-minute mark of the final quarter in Leongatha's favour. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, Leongatha 12-7, 79, Traralgon 6-5, 41.
Well, this game is all done and dusted now. Leongatha will remain on top of the Gippsland League ladder after 12 rounds of footy. A dominant team they are, and still, even though they got defeated last week, 2 losses in a row is not on the agenda for them today. Well in control. Willis with the tap down. And then Jacobson pushes his own player in the middle of the ground. So Borshman decides to kick it towards the top of the 50. Out there is Gabe Wood. Little toe poke forward. Gains 15 or 20 metres. McMahon is out there as well, working with Donahue. And the free kick will go against Donahue and come to McMahon for holding. It's those little ones you probably want to just see let go, but McMahon has it. And McMahon will look to go down the line again towards Lopez, who's been outworked this afternoon. And the big spoil comes in from Sovereign and finds a boundary line. Leongatha celebrating the little wins at the moment. They little spoil, and they all get to Sovereign and give him a high five. 5 or so parrots go to him. It's the little things that add up, don't they, Pop?
They do. Yeah, you're not wrong. From little things, big things grow, and we've seen that from the Parrots year in and year out. Paul Kelly, Nick Lucchino, one of your faves.
Yes, he's very good.
Out of side of the ground, the Parrots starting to defend as Traralgon through McMahon want to go forward. Was it Dunbar towards right half forward flank? The ball bouncing the way of the Parrots, but only momentarily. Cut off, and Traralgon, I reckon through McMahon, was it? Goes long. And this time, one-on-one, McKenna needs the pace. Was that you? Not keeping you up, Nick, are we?
Serious?
Nick Lucchino gave himself a scratch, had a yawn, and then started to doze off as now Ambler kick around the body from 30 metres out, touched off the boot and through for a minor score, Paul Carter.
37-point, that is the lead to Leongatha. They are 12-7, 79, Traralgon 6-6, 42.
Starting to get a little bit dark in the commentary box, hence why Boxer's just starting to nod off.
Nod off, as he does.
On the job, mind you. Apparently does that during the week as well at his real job.
Yeah.
As Forrester drives it into the outer side.
I wonder where you were going with that, Scud, then.
Oh, well, you do sleep on the job, apparently. That's what your co-workers tell us.
Only because I work that hard, Scud.
You do. Yourself and Marty, great team. Marty's a captain coach.
Not where he works. Although this game is petering out, as you'd expect. 21-minute mark.
A little bit feral.
Try and get you through for the next 10. We've got all the post-game coming up. Boxer needs to put away that phone with all the racing on it at the moment. He hasn't had a good day, Marty. It's not been a good day in the box either.
No.
There's Ambler, handballs to Donahue. He got slung around the tackle. Now Daltrey goes in to get it. He handballs forward. It's just handball to our opposition teammate at the moment. Quick kick goes towards the wing area. Callahan, the last goal scorer, tries to fight. So does Dunbar, and along with his Leongatha opponent in Stewart. And the umpire will ball it up out of side. Wouldn't mind coming this side. Jacobson hit it straight down to McMahon. We're going to do it again.
Yep. If I was Marty, I'd be checking the statements.
Oh,
I'm not sure she knows about one particular account.
Yeah, he's had a couple of cracks.
Oh, Nick.
He's had a couple of deposits today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
They should put limits on those things.
Well, you can choose to
you
have
guys
them.
just keep having your fun. It's all right.
Did you get that one, Nick?
Which one?
The one that's leading.
I don't know. If he's all shut up, I'll be able to tell you.
37-minute mark, final quarter for Harvey Norman this afternoon, and Traralgon try to go forward, but again the pressure from Leongatha stops it.
No good, Nick.
No good again.
Oh, just deposit more.
Ball on the other side, McMahon. Please gamble responsibly. He got tackled, and the umpire will do it again. Stewart's been working hard as his second efforts. Willis and Jacobson to do the ruck duties.
There goes the Dublin trip.
Have to sell the car. Quick kick to half forward. Membry with a spoil over the top. As Dunbar works hard. We haven't sort of gained too many metres. This game has petered out as quickly as you'd ever see a game just stop. There's no excitement at all. The crowd's starting to leave as well. It's no doubt all done and dusted, and they're just going through the motions. But even then, now the umpire wants to get involved. We'll pay holding the ball. Try to crash his way through. And on the outer side will be Borshman for the Parrots. Jensen Gardner's got 3, Julian Callahan's got 2, along with Jackson Harry. We'll have a chat to our player of the day, and one of those might be named Kim Drew. That kick goes inside forward 50. Membry can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. There's lots of numbers around it. Jacobson tried to stand up in it. Somehow gets a squeezing handball out to McMahon, and they still fight for it at ground level, does Connor Ambler. And we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer side. Rain still falling here at Terry Hunter Oval. And Jacobson just grabs it out of the ruck, kicks it towards the wing area, over the top of Hamilton's head and Brown's head. Back there was Nash. Hamilton wraps him up in the tackle, and the umpire says, my ball. 24 minutes gone. I don't think this, hopefully it doesn't go too much further than 25 minutes. A stalemate.
What do we got at the moment? 3 goals scored in this particular quarter after we saw quite a bit more in the last quarter. Well, not quite a bit more, but a few more. I think did we get 5 in the last quarter from memory?
Correct.
5 in the last quarter. We've seen 3. But again, after winning the first quarter by just a point, Leongatha won the second quarter by 23 and the third by 9, and it appears as though they're going to win this quarter also. So a good, solid all-round performance by the league leaders in Leongatha as Sam Forrester, who's busy in the second, who's been a lot busier in the second half, goes forward. Can he find a teammate? He can. It's Max Donoghue. And again, Leongatha will attempt to trouble the goal umpire. They kick to the top of the square. Out the back, this one's going to go. Read it beautifully. Goal easily. Brill. Nicely done. And that's another one. And this has become a one-sided affair.
Yeah, it definitely has, mate. And they're doing it with 2 less on the bench too. So that just shows the calibre of the side that Leongatha are at the moment. And, you know, this game is obviously dead and buried, but they've just continued to... They've been very relentless this afternoon, the Parrots, and they just continue to flow on.
Margins now out to 43 points. We're at the 25-minute mark of the final quarter. And the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard reads Leongatha 13-7-85, Traralgon 6-6-42.
Rain getting a little bit heavier now. And as Willerton comes back onto the ground for the final moments of this final quarter. Of course, the Zambrero goal of the day. We'll get to that after. And don't forget the new spicy range that they have as well. They get the clearance to Leongatha. So that was Traralgon to half forward, and now they try to work hard on the outer side and can't get a clean possession away. And the umpire will ball it up. Tom McMahon's had a good afternoon this afternoon for the Maroons. He's probably been one of the few winners along with Jacobson. And he gets the tap down. Brill tried to sock it off the ground. Willerton was there. He had his hands on the footy, so the free kick's going to go Liam Willerton's way for kicking in danger. Half forward flank, Liam Willerton stats this afternoon. Paul Carter?
His 17th disposal.
A little bit quieter today. Chip kick to the top of the square it goes. Lopez and Vanderwarden's the target. Neither can mark. Lopez gets on the end of it after it bobbles around. Gives a handball to Hamilton, whose flying shot and goal is touched by Forrester. And it's a minor score.
Traralgon 6-7-43, Leongatha 13-7-85.
I think the scoreboard's a reflection of the game. Sometimes you might look and say, well, you know, Traralgon have had their chances, but they really haven't. Leongatha have been much too good for too much of the day as Vanderwarden takes that mark after the ball's brought back into play, kicks to the top of the square. Can't find a winner here for most of the day, but it spills out, and the easiest of goals is going to go the way of Reuters. Cade Reuters, right spot, right time, and got the right result. A goal for Traralgon.
Yeah, good spot. Good finish then too by Reuters, who's been sort of in the right spots at times, but just that pressure from the Leongatha defence hasn't allowed him to kick those goals, and he got one late in the game then too. It was a good contest by Jacobson, so a nice little finish there for the Traralgon side.
And Leongatha's lead now 36 points, and on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard 13-7-85, Traralgon 7-7-49, and we've played 27 and a half minutes of the final quarter.
Well, Vanderwarden up against Stewart. Vanderwarden tapped it back to McMahon. His right foot kick around the body. It goes to half forward. Lopez takes the mark, top of the 50. Looks and wants to go quickly. He thumps it into it. Going to get over the top. It's going to skid and go through for a minor score. That was a good 55-metre kick in the end. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard says
7-8-50 Traralgon to Leongatha 13-7-85.
So 4 scoring shots apiece, or no, actually Traralgon have had a lot more scoring shots, haven't they? What have they got? 6 scoring shots in this particular quarter, and Leongatha just the 4. But they've found the big stick 3 times as Leongatha bring the ball back into play. Flying high from the back, Brill at the bottom of the pack, and kicked forward, but only as far as Membry, who's got all the time to find a teammate and uses the ball nicely towards the right half-forward flank. Thomas McMahon, handballs over, 1-2, no, just an Ambler, he's the 1, that's his number, and finds Cooper Brown. Inside forward 50, but only just, and over the far side of the ground. It will take something pretty special as the final siren is only moments away, 28, nearly 29 minutes gone. And Traralgon trailed by a long way. Brown plays on, left leg, top of the square, back of the pack it goes, spills to the front, and Brill clears the area again, but only as far as Tripodi. So Lucas Tripodi plays on quickly. Can he find a teammate? He can, and Vanna Warden, who can kick a goal, will have the opportunity as the siren goes to add another goal for the home side. But it's all too little. It's a long time too late, and you'll see that despite the result of Vanna Warden, whatever happens, it's a nice little win to Leongatha, and Vanna Warden's kick is pretty disappointing. He's disappointed with that result, and that's the finish of our game this afternoon.
It certainly is. We've got a little bit to go here, though, on Gippsland Live. We'll get to all the key stats. We'll have a chat to one of the players from Leongatha, the victors this afternoon. And the top of the table clash, well, it didn't quite live up to expectations, both sides undermanned, but Leongatha get a very nice win and stay on top of the ladder. 13 goals, 785 Leongatha, Traralgon 7951. We'll get to a break and we'll wrap things up here from Terry Hunter Oval. After the break, it's thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
You get paid good dollars, mate. Great man. Good, Ori.